Sound check. Okay, had the microphone turned off. It looks like it's good now. Live stream is running and we're up. I believe we're up for 15 seconds already. That's great. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the live stream. I hope you're doing good. Hope your weekend's going greatly. Much better than mine, I hope. I've been doing a lot of work. Had a lot of work yesterday. Did not expect that, but it was good. It was good. Managed to do some stuff, and it's great that it actually happened because this way, tomorrow I'll be able to have a little bit more free time to revise some of the stuff of my exam, which is great. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you're doing good. Welcome to Bengaluru. We're in India. And we are with the Zibo 737. The guys at Discord actually voted for the 737, which I was not expecting. I was thinking that the Airbus would win. So here we are in Bengaluru, doing our quick walk around with Air India Express. I really like this livery. In fact, it might be one of my favorite liveries out there. Modern favorite livery is one of the best. I think they're really nice looking, great details, great colors. I might have a soft spot for orange liveries, especially with blue details. I don't know, it looks really good. And we're with the Zibo, of course, even though this airplane was supposed to be a 737 MAX. We are on the Zibo because, well, we don't have a good 737 MAX yet. I hope Airfoil Labs will do their job, and it's gonna be a cool 737. So we will be going to a place called, let me just get it out here. It will be a place called Guwahati. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And this is part of just me trying to explore India a little bit more, because I think it's a huge country. It has a lot of airports, a lot of interesting stuff out there. And yeah, I haven't really flown into India at all, basically. So I think it would be really cool if we did some flights in India and the region around it, because there is a lot of interesting stuff. So I'm gonna just say it's gonna be kind of like a beginning of a small series with the exploration of India. Now, we're not running real time because otherwise it would be a pitch black flight, and it would not make any sense to have a pitch black flight because it's not interesting. Oh, there goes somebody departing. So I've just set up a time. It's kind of like mid-morning almost, and the weather is great, at least here. It's kind of well, we might have some thunderstorms on the approach and at our destination there, but it should be fine. They should disappear in the meantime. So it's great. I'm looking forward to this flight. 737 revised it a little bit. We haven't flown it for a while as well. And India, yeah, starting to explore India. So let's go inside of the airplane, and by the way, I'm using the Apron XP plugin for the walk around. I really like it. It is really cool, and it kind of makes you feel like you are really walking on the apron. It's really cool, and you can jump, you can run, you can crouch, all that stuff. Whoops, I just pressed the V key, which allows you to stop and look around, which is nice. Anyway, let's hop inside and start prepping everything. I had the GPU disconnected, but I have the doors and everything open. So I'm going to connect the GPU. Just going to confirm a couple of things here. Oh, looks like we have the modern radios here. This is great. Engines are off. The parking brake is set. Thrust is on idle. Speed brakes is retracted. Flap lever agrees with the indicator. And the gear is down. Wipers are, of course, off. So that's great. We're going to power up the battery. And I'm going to go with the ground power. Start the nav lights on, arm the emergency exit lights. I'm gonna let the airplane boot up a little bit, and I'm gonna be loading it here. So yeah, nowhere, never. Hey, welcome to the live stream, man. I see you are happy, so it's great to see you here. LPCB Plane Spotting. Olá, como é que tu estás? Tudo bem contigo, man? Bem-vindo à stream. So let's start with the loading. I've already been going through NOTAMs and OFP and etc. So I can go very quickly with you guys here. So just so that we are on the same page, okay? which I think is really nice. Let me just import real quick here my flight plan into the charts, which is the last thing I forgot to do, but here we go. So starting with, I want to get a full payload on this airplane, so we're going to fly full airplane, which I think is going to be really nice. And yeah, starting with a couple of important stuff. Initial cruising altitude is going to be flight level 330. We're going to have a step climb to flight level 350 at the waypoint Maple. I've already put that in, so that's good. Our cost index is going to be 20, and we're estimating an 11,800 kilos of fuel on board. Now, diversion fuel for us is a little bit, well, it's a lot, because our alternate is 1 hour away from our destination airport, which we're going to look into the map. Is a quite interesting place. I did not think that that area was still part of India. So I'm going to round that up to 4 tons, but we're going to keep in the back of our mind that it is actually 3.9 our diversion fuel. So that 100 kilos can make, it's kind of like 80 kilos can make a difference. So our alternate is going to be this airport right here. If I go into sim brief, as you can see, this is Mandalay International Airport. I guess that's because there's some thunderstorms in this area, as you guys are going to be able to see in a moment. So that's why our alternate is a little bit away. But that's fine. That's completely fine. We're running a completely full airplane, so there's going to be maximum payload. At least I selected the option, and this is one of those moments which is kind of interesting because you don't see it here. But, I mean, you have the indication here, the landing is saying here, but our takeoff weight is limited by our maximum landing weight because we have a wet runway on our arrival. So, as a precaution, well, the performance factors, they take that into account. So it's really cool. And I already wrote the note here that we are overweight in case we need to return back. Quite significantly overweight. We are 7.3 tons overweight. So yeah, that's definitely a factor if we plan to come back here. But the cool factor here is if I go down here, this is one of the page, like performance page, you get performances for each runway based on its length, the wind condition, and so on that you do. And I didn't really notice this until today, but it gives you the performance maximum takeoff weight. So this is like the limitation, and as you can see, for instance, probably because of the wind, runway 9 is much more limiting than runway 27 left and 27 right. Probably, actually, 27 left is less limiting for whatever reason. Perhaps that could be terrain, that could be climb gradient restrictions or so on. So I don't know. But whatever, this is going to be, well, we're using runway 27 left, and we could be actually departing with 77,000 kilos, but we're not. We're not because our performance limiting mass for both runways, actually, for our arrival is 66.3. And this is exactly what it actually calculates later on. So it's a very, very interesting, it rounds it up to 6664, but it's a very interesting situation here that SimBrief does it automatically, and we a lot of time do not pay attention to it, but it's a lot of stuff is happening on the background, and I think the guys at SimBrief are doing a great job. Cool stuff here, no TAMs, usually I skip those, but today I decided to go through it. So migratory bird active on north runway 07 left, 07 right, and south runway 07 right, 27 left. Between 10 feet to 500 feet AGL, so pilots to exert caution. So we have some migratory birds there, and that's kind of like the main NOTAM here that is important, because I've checked for our departure airport, that's going to be the most important one. We have a couple of working stuff, taxiways and so on, but most of them are not exactly going to be affecting us. For our arrival airport, we do have some NOTAMs as well. Our VR display system is unserviceable. This could be important if we, for instance, would be expecting some low visibility in our destination, and well, the system is offloaded, so it's not working, and that could be a significant factor to decide whether are we legal or not to continue or to land. So that's an interesting one. Got a couple of work in progress there, some taxiways or aprons that may be not available. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. We have approach lighting runway 02 not available as well. I believe for us it's going to be actually runway 02, so we'll see how that goes. Of course, in the sim here, it is going to be fine, so but still, we can just imagine that for whatever reason it is broken. We've got a couple of changes here as well for some of the approach procedures, but all of them are for localizer only procedures, so, and some VOR as well, which I'm not expecting to do. So I'll probably use the ILS, and I didn't check the alternate, but we're going to assume that that's fine. Scrolling all the way down there, 100%, we've got a couple of them in route, but it's just too long. I'm not going to go through it. The route is looking really interesting. So to know India, this is going to be really great. I'm going to follow one of the coasts. In fact, I have a couple of flights planned. One of it is going to be this one. The other one goes probably somewhat along this way. Then I have one that goes like that, and then I have another one that goes like this. So we're going to try to like check India as much as possible. So we'll see what goes. Significant weather here. Yeah, we've got, whoops, what did I do? I don't know. We got a couple of occasional CBs with tops to flight level 410. I probably think that this is going to go away because, or maybe not because the wind is actually pushing everything towards that side. But it's getting, it's night time right now in India in real weather, and of course we're running a real weather. Usually during night, unless there's like a lot of activity, it's usually kind of dies off. But it might be actually the self-sustaining there with the wind trends and so on. The wind is great. We're going to have a little bit of tailwind in the beginning of the flight, and then it's going to be mostly a crosswind, but it's going to still have a bit of a tailwind component for us, so we're going to save a little bit of time just because of that. The flight back is would take a bit longer. And finally, important thing as well, terrain. Looks like Bengaluru is sitting at a very high terrain, in fact. This is like almost, I would say 3,000 feet, so we're going to check what's the airport elevation in a second. But yeah, that's pretty significant. And then I've just put an arrow here to remind ourselves that we might be crossing some extra terrain there on the approach path into Guwahati. I keep forgetting that name. So overall, looks pretty nice. I can check as well the weather radar. Not sure it will be there, but yeah, oh, looks like we have a pretty significant cell there on our path. That would be great to use the weather radar and fly away. Got some icing here, but it stays low until flight level 202.20, so it should not be a factor, and for whatever reason this is quite different from what I had. Clear air, turbulence, and occasional CBs have already changed a little bit, so it could be interesting, and some moderate icing as well. So great, we'll see how this goes. The flight time is 2 hours and 39 minutes, so it's gonna be cool, and I'm gonna start loading everything because yeah, I want to get going. See you next time, LPCP Plane Spotting. Thanks for coming by. And Sync Crash Flyer, hello, sorry for the delay. I had to stop at the security checkpoint. Sync Crash Flyer, no problem. We're still boarding, so you're more than welcome on board. Just it's all okay. Alright, we already looks like we've got 11.3 tons of fuel, so I'm gonna finish up loading the rest. So 11.8. In fact, you know what, just because we have there a tiny bit of that, now we can't do that, we're limited by maximum takeoff weight. Alright, 11.8, so it is, and payload, let's see the payload number. This is one that I didn't note. 19. Okay, 19 sounds good. Payload total like that, and it should be good to go. Perfect. Let's go fuel truck call back. I'm gonna click start flight leg, and while it does that, let's go. I should have started the IRS's alignment already, so that's my bad. Yacht Emperor will not work now probably. Yeah, it will not. I'm gonna have to. There we go. Alright, so that's normal. That's check. Let's check the crossfeed valve. It should go like that, and then extinguish. There we go. Fuel seems fine. Great, that seems fine. Standby power looks good. Ground power is connected. We're gonna leave that as is. That's all fine. Ground power is connected. Light's not required. Panel light is fine. This is normal, normal. No smoking is gonna go to on, of course. And window heat is gonna come on. It's all fine. That's fine. We will power up the hydraulics already. Why not? And this seems all fine. Let's do ignition left. Voice recorder is gonna be on. Stream air on, recirc fans auto. Well, that was a fast boarding. This is gonna go auto, auto on, APU off, bleeds on. So we're expecting 3,000, 33,000.
All loaded up, and you are good to go.
And that's checking. That's wonderful. We are at 3,000 feet, just as I said. And because of that, we're gonna put some seatbelt signs on and fuel pumps on. Do we have fuel in the center tank? Yes, we do have. So center tank pumps on as well.
The captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt
And
sign.
let's just check here the overhead. So flight recorder, I don't know how to test it, so I'm just gonna do this. There we go. You can actually see the thing moving, which is pretty cool. Alright, so that's checked. Oxygen's fine. Service, that's alright. I can test this. Let's go to the lower panel. VOR1, VOR1, let's go. Flight directors on, out 80 on. Let's go like that. And clear this. Let's test the lights real quickly to make sure that everything is nice. Seems like so. Everything is working. Oh, the clock lights up nicely. Yep. That seems cool. Let's go back to right. Can test that. Test this. Right. Fantastic. Arm the auto brakes. Hydraulic quantity 86%. I think that's fine. So we can check that. And we have oil there on the engine, so that's cool. Alright, I'm going to reset the fuel flow. That's normal, clear that. I'm going to leave this on the engine page, in fact. Just like that. And let's go FMC on this page, legs on this page, verify position, yes sir. Give me a second, I just want to make sure that this side is all good. Check the oxygen, that's fine. And I think we had some ATC, which is actually cool. Transponder, let's put altitude off to 1000. Do we still have ATC? Let's see. Oh yeah, we do have. We have plenty of ATC. That's cool. That's good. Medlem, hey, good to see you here. How are you doing? How are you doing? I hope you're doing good and you are excited. Oh, this is a bit of a longer flight again. So we're gonna have study cam. I want to talk a little bit about weather radar. Yeah, man, India is getting a lot of stuff here. Holy cow! Great. Let's hurry up so we can catch this up. Right. So nav data is good. I'll go position in it. So I'll just insert the the airport so we can cross reference somewhat the GPS. Whoops, I'm clicking at the gate. GPS left. Let's copy that, and yeah, it's good. Right, so to Victor Echo Golf Tango. We are Express India 2945, which is the real world call sign. Flight plan request. I'm not sure if that works, but let me just go very quickly to the ATIS. And I want to check this. So wind is 304, visibility 6, clouds, fuel 1500, temperature 2.17, QNH 1012. Let's set that up already. 1012, 1012, 1012. Check. Trend, no significant change for a clearance request via the link or contact Bengaluru ground on 121825. So 121825. Oh, that's not the complete radio panel. I was thinking that it actually the radio panel would be here as well. This is just for ILS modes. Well, that's alright. That's alright. Okay, let's go to departure. Expect ILS approach running 27 right. So my guess is that they are using 27 right. Yep, and we're go for running 27 right. So this checks out with the with our flight plan, which is good. Synchronous fire, thanks, Captain. No problem, man. It's great to have you here. Aviator, you're coming. Great. You are still in time. Aniro 7 Bravo. A departure route. I'm going to activate this execute. From Aniro, we jump into Whiskey 47. This is probably something that I really like on the 737, is that you can input airways and waypoints on the same page. This was very smart for them to do. Victor Victor Zulu, that's correct. Then we go to Bravo 209. Into Delta Golf Papa, that's correct. Then to Romeo 472. For Romeo Alpha Juliet, yep, and then to Atoga. And from Atoga, we're going to have a Toga 1 Alpha arrival, which I might already select because why not? ILS-02, correct, Atoga 1 Alpha, and we will do... I'll just do Dukum and then we'll see what's what. I'm going to execute this route. Next page, the fuel is on board, the weight is on board, let's go performance in it. Weight, fuel, and balance, payload. I want to check here. Takeoff weight 73.6. Is this within the limits? 737. Yeah, it is. Good. Alright, I can fill this up. Right now, this is correct. Our planned fuel is 11.8. Our reserves is, I want to say 3.9. Cost index is 20. Yes. And initial is going to be 330. Average wind is gonna be 266 at 23, sorry. And top of climb outside air temp for us is, oh, I can hear the screaming kids already, -36. Good, that's set. Transition altitude 7,000 feet. Let's confirm that's correct. That's correct. I'm going to execute this page. Using reserve fuel. No, you're not. And we're going to go with takeoff 1. And here's the thing. I don't think Zibo still has a proper performance calculator, so I want to do one from SimBrief. Let's go takeoff 27 right. I'm going to go full length. The weight is correct. And the QNH is right as well. So let me calculate this real quick. So flaps 5, this is what it says to me. Flaps 5 with a selected temperature of 30. And we'll change to... let's change to climb 1, so we can at least climb somewhat fine. Climb 1 with flaps 5. 21.1. Oops, sorry. Just wanted to check. 21.1 is takeoff weight CG, correct? And it gives me a V speed of 55, 57, and 63. This one gives me 49, 50, and 53, which I'll happily take. And we will do NADP. Let's do 800. So thrust reduction is going to be 800, and we'll do acceleration at 800 as well. Engine out, let's do 1,000, and that seems fine. Alright, 153 on the V2. VNAV, LNAV armed. Runway heading, that's gonna be 27 something. And that is wonderful. Now, let me just grab this real quickly here. .272, that's correct. 330, yeah, we're not gonna need 330. We're gonna have something like a climb clearance, for instance. I'm gonna set 5,000, and then we'll see what it gives us. Alright, that's set, that's set, that's set. Let's grab a checklist here very quickly. I want to grab my old 737 checklist. Or, yeah, we might do the new 737 checklist actually, because why not? Nah, I don't want this. Where is the other one? Here it is. Let's go. Pre-flight checklist. The voice recorder is on. Gear pins and covers are removed and on board. Oxygen was tested. Nav display, nav transfer and display switches were all normal. So we did check that as well. And window heat is on. Pressurization mode selector, we checked it's on auto. Flight instruments heading in altimeter is reading the same on both sides. Parking brake is set and engine start levers are cut off. So pre-flight checklist is complete. Next is going to be before start checklist. Let's give a call to ground so we can get our clearance. And then we're going to get going. So we are on a Nero 7 Bravo. We are Express India 2945 and this is 10. I want to say it's 1020. It is. It is 1020 and we will be doing, we will be hearing ITIS Golf. What did change? QNH 1013. Okay. Beautiful. So 1013 set, reading the same. This is information Golf. Let's give him a call. And what's the name for that? It's gonna be Bengaluru ground. Bengaluru ground, very good evening. Express India 2945, stand 20 with information Golf, request IFR. Oh, I got the wrong thing. It's 650. Bengaluru ground, very good evening. Express India 2945, stand 20 with information Golf, requesting IFR.
India 2945 registration.
Confirm aircraft registration for Express India 2945.
Affirm.
Alright, where's the sticker on the cockpit? Ah, no sticker on the cockpit. Registration is Victor Tango Alpha X-Ray India, Express India 2945. I don't see the sticker. There should be a sticker.
India 2945 registration Victor Tango Alpha X-Ray India copy.
Say again for Express India 2945.
2945 registration Victor Tango India Zulu India copy. Stand by for clearance number 1.
Alright, that's done.
Lufthansa 2912.
Aviation Lifestyle, hey! How are you doing?
1,
I'm doing
Delta,
great.
Stand Victor 55.
I'm doing great. Looking forward for this flight.
Lufthansa 2812 affirm. Taxi Alpha Bravo 1 Delta. Stand Victor 55.
Oh, would you look at that? There's a lot of people here. A350 from Lufthansa, Norwegian that's lost, Indigo, A320 Neo, Air India that's clearly having a hard time landing that A320. And are we gonna... Oh no. Do you guys see that, right? Another A350. And yeah, wow. There's a lot of people here. Whatever that guy was doing, that was interesting. I mean, there is no,
1241 Mumbai ground, Russian Bengaluru ground.
there is no wind shear, so I don't know. Okay,
1241.
here's my suggestion. How about we start the IPU? No, I'll wait. I'll wait until we get the clearance and I'll start the APU, do a quick briefing and we get out of here. Aviator, you are at the gate. What airplane are you? And HXI, what got you into flight simming? I really love that.
2945 Bengaluru ground clearance.
Ready for clearance. Express India 2945.
2 station 1, Express India 2945 clearance.
Ready for clearance. Express India 2945.
Express India 2945 declared to Guwahati flight plan route by level 3330, runway 27 right, Nero 7 Bravo departure. Climb initially 7,000 feet, squawk 2745.
Clear to destination via flight plan route. Flight level 330. Departing runway 27 right, Enero 7 Bravo. Initial climb 7000, squawk 2745, Express India 2945. Say again, blocked Express India 2945.
2945, we back correct, report for push with POB.
Ready for push ahead to POB, Express India 2945. Alright, 27.
2945 standby, Lufthansa 1241, taxi Alpha, Bravo 2, Bravo hold
Start the
taxi, Bravo
APU.
1.
Let's start closing doors.
Lufthansa 1241 requesting taxi.
Alright, let's
Lufthansa
connect the
1241,
talk.
taxi Alpha, Bravo 2, Bravo, hold short of taxiway, Bravo 1.
Detach jetway. Let's go beacon light on. Okay, 7000 is set. Alright guys, let's do a very quick departure briefing so we can get the hell out of here.
Alright, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Thank you very much, Susie. Have a nice flight.
Good evening.
Lufthansa 1241, taxi Bravo 2,
And
Bravo,
I
hold
need
short
this.
taxi, Bravo 1.
Are you guys ready? Let's do a very quick one. Alright, so we're flying 737.
Some doors are still opened or the GPU
Yes, I know,
or the
I know.
ASU are still connected.
2945 for POB.
I'm waiting for all of them closed and disconnected, then I will proceed.
Grandeur will be ready in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, Express India 2945.
Roger.
Alright, continue the briefing. So we're flying Express India 2945, 737-800 should be a max 8, but it's gonna be fine. No temps are fine, the weather is fantastic, anti-air should not be required. I'll get the terrain radar on my side, the weather radar on the first officer side to start with, because it looks like we are at 3000 feet
Lufthansa 2912,
of elevation.
Bengaluru ground.
We are on stand 80, which is, well, it's right here, so
Taxi
let me just
Lufthansa
get...
220, Bengaluru ground. I told you taxi Bravo 1 Delta.
So we're gonna be probably
Expect
pushing
15
back
taxi,
here on Lima 2,
Bravo,
taxi via Lima 2,
Mike,
Bravo 2 probably,
Delta,
and then
and
Alpha,
Victor
or
55.
all the way down there to either Mike November or whatever to
Mike,
Alpha 1,
Delta stand,
or Alpha
55.
2, both are fine.
Delta 2812.
The runway is dry, it is wind 300 at 4, so 300 at 4, it's a light wind. We're gonna do a D-rate 1 with flaps 5,
Lufthansa 1241,
30 degrees flex.
taxi via Bravo 1,
V
Delta,
speeds are going to
stand
be
Victor 60.
49, 50 and 53. Initial climb 7000 on the SID. SID is going to be an Aero 7 Bravo page 10-3 Alpha from the 20th of February of 2025. Transition altitude is 7000. We require RNAV 1 GNSS. We comply with that. We are sitting at 3000 feet, so be careful there with the altitude. And the MSA here is, I could just assume 6000 feet, because if we go back here, yeah, we'll need to be assuming the 6000. So there's definitely some terrain around here, as you can see here, a peak of 4830. So that's why I prefer to have the terrain on. Surveillance is required. Aircraft on first contact with Bengaluru approach shall transmit only the call sign altitude and assign SID. That's important. So we are on an Aero 7 Bravo. To 7000, and com failures, we have a special page, and then let's just read through an Euro 7 Bravo. So above 3400 we do a right hand turn to Bravo Lima 801, which have to be above 7000. Right hand turn to Bravo Lima 503, below flight level 110. Then Bravo Lima 503, Bravo Lima 804.
Can you repeat one more time slowly, please?
Still above flight level 100. Bravo Lima 816, Doxid, Bravo Lima 818, and Euro, then as filed. Which sounds good. Radio naps. Now, in case we need to come back, and that would be a good one, so let's just set 272 here.
Sierra Echo, Romeo, Papa, and Mike.
272, and we can set the frequency as well, which is going to be 111.5. So that's set. We've got at least the ILS on one of the sides.
Runway 27 right, Bengaluru 7 Bravo departure, climb initially 7000 feet, squawk 2707.
And that's done on both sides. Okay. So
Can
we
you
do
please
that.
go up one more again? One more
Abnormals.
time.
Below 80 knots we reject for any malfunction. Between 80 knots we want only significant ones. And in which case I'll call reject, but the trust vital apply maximum reverse, stop aircraft and runway, set the parking brake, call Suzy, and advise the ATC and access the situation. If the failure happens after V1, we're going to continue straight ahead. We'll be climbing to at least 5,000 feet, and then request vectors to access the situation. We are overweight, so it's going to be fun if something happens on the departure. But other than that, that's complete. The briefing is complete. Alright? Any questions? Got to ask that. If so, post them in the chat. We already got 2 minutes there, so AP bleed is going to come on. Let's go disconnect the GPU.
All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Taxi Alpha Bravo 3 Lima 1 stand Victor 70 Express India 883 thanks.
Let's wait until it connects and then I'll give him a call. Because otherwise he might be expecting that we're ready for immediate push. But, I mean, I don't see any traffic. Bengaluru ground, Express India 2945, stand 20, we're ready for push and start.
Send me 2945 for POB.
POB is going to be 1640 for push and start, Express India 2945.
Send me 2945, POB 164, copied. Pushback and setup approved, runway, pushback and setup approved. Facing east on Lima 3, QNH 1013.
Pushback approved on Lima 3, QNH 1013, Express India 2945.
Express India 883, looks like you missed the...
Alright, change pushback, facing east, Lima 3. Let me just check something real quick here. Oh crap, we got like a couple of Limas here, and I only have one line for this. Ah no, never mind, this is Lima 3. Okay, facing east, sounds good.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
I want to go right here.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, brakes are released, clear to push.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Norwegian 743 requesting push and starts.
Alright, let's start this one.
Norwegian 743.
Oh, before start checklist, papers on board, mobile phones off, flight deck door is closed and locked, fuel we've got 11.8 on board, balanced pumps are on, passenger signs on, windows locked, MCP we've got V2153 heading to 72 and 7000 LNAV nav armed. V speeds 49, 50, 53 set, city pre-flight completed, rudder and aileron trim got 0 and 0, taxi takeoff briefing completed, anti-collision light is on. Before start check is complete. There goes the A350.
Norwegian Vector Nordic 743 POB 185 copied. Stand by for push number 1.
And Bengaluru ground Express India 2945, confirm we can start engines.
Express India 2945, AFM push and start was approved.
Push and start approved, Express India 2945. Alright, bleeds off. Second to ground. Got a start valve open and to rotation.
Thank you so much for your great service. Have a great evening.
Thumbs at 2812,
One thing I forgot to check was the takeoff config. There's 22, fuel on.
Manually inflate it by blowing into the tubes at shoulder level.
Nice. And starter closed. 1 to ground.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Start valve open. And 2 is rotating.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
743, pushback approved, face east and QNH 1013.
Confirm it's Norwegian or Nordic?
22 fuel on.
Can you repeat again, please?
I just want to know, is it Norwegian or Nordic as your call sign? Because on your scope it says Nordic.
Oh, I thought it's Norwegian.
Bro,
so
Indian
I can go
accent's
to
so
Norwich.
good.
Norwich.
Roger.
Disconnect the hand signals, please. Why are they talking fast? Still fast for me. Yeah, they're talking a bit fast. I don't think it's like needed to be this fast. Starter cut off. Engine is stabilized. That's good. I'm gonna go with that. APU off. Starters.
Hose disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
That's set. Flaps 125. Trim is gonna be 5.903 set. Recall checked. Before taxi checklist. Let's just wait for the hand signal. Hand signals received. Before taxi checklist, generators on, probe heat on, NTIs off, isolation valve, auto, start switches continues, recall checked, auto brake RTO, start levers idle D10, flight controls. So just do it very quickly. Free movement, all looks good. Flight controls check. Flaps 5, green light, ground equipment clear before taxi check is complete. Bengaluru ground, Express India 2945, request taxi.
India 2945, lane change over from Lima 3 to Lima 1. Thereafter taxi via Lima 1, Bravo 2, Bravo, Mike, Alpha 1, holding point runway 27 right.
Taxi from Lima 3 to Lima 1, then taxi via Bravo 2, Bravo, Mike, Alpha 1, holding point runway 27 right, Express India 2945. Okay, so we're going to change to Lima 1, then left on Bravo 2, which is going to be the next one on the left, then right on Bravo, then to Alpha 1, which seems pretty easy. Lights on, brakes are set, and let's go. Takeoff config checked. Brakes are fine. Let's do a left-hand turn. Clear on the left, clear on the right. There's Alpha, the Lima 1 line. It's probably for the Nordic to push back. There is somebody else on approach there. Interesting. And more Lufthansas. Wow. There's a lot of people here. Okay, let's prepare. What next? 124350 is going to be tower. 350. And A320 landing. Both 350s there. Seems like a long landing, dude. Oh, and you fall. Okay. Oh, maybe it's just my elevation. Maybe it's just my elevation. We're going downhill. Okay, watch out for Bravo 2. Is this Bravo 2? No. That was Lima 1. No, that was Bravo 2. And Express India 2945, which is Miss Bravo 2. Can we go straight ahead?
India 2945 Norris, taxi Lima 1, Charlie, Bravo 1, Bravo, Mike, correction, taxi Lima 1, Charlie, Bravo 1, Alpha 1 1, holding point runway 27 right.
That's the same clearance. And confirm Bravo 2 or Bravo 1 for Air Express India 2945.
Express India 2945, taxi Lima 1, Charlie, Bravo 1, Alpha 1 1, holding point runway 27 right.
Lima 1, Bravo 1 to Bravo, Alpha 1, holding point runway 27 right, Express India 2945. I was not expecting it to be this fast. It's my mistake. That landing looked like half stall, yeah, but I think it could be just the VATSIM elevation, to be fair. Okay, the terrain is really not helping out here. So next left, there's Bravo 1. Because I'm pretty sure on the first clearance he said Bravo 2 again. Holy cow, I got scared.
India 1224, Bengaluru John.
The brakes here do not seem to be working
Lima
very
1,
nicely.
stand, cushion taxi, Bravo 4, Lima 3, stand 30. Bravo 4, Lima 3, stand 30.
That's some Terminator. Clear left, clear right. That's the Air India guy that just landed.
India 1224, you missed Bravo 4. Continue taxi Alpha, Bravo 1. Charlie, cushion taxi Alpha, hold for taxi Bravo 1.
Alright then, Alpha 1 is the next.
India 122, cushion taxi Alpha, hold short of taxi Bravo 1.
Nordic 743, requesting taxi to runway 27 right.
There's Aviator. Swappy! Hey, welcome to India. Thank you. Welcome to the stream, man.
Nordic 743, taxi to Lima 2.
It's going quite funny here, to be honest. Clear right, clear left.
Nordic 743, taxi Lima 2, Bravo 2, hold short of taxiway Alpha.
Nordic 743, taxi to taxiway Lima, Bravo, and hold short of runway 27 right. Okay.
Nordic 743, negative, taxi Lima 2, Bravo 2, hold short of taxiway Alpha, taxiway Alpha.
Nordic 743, taxiway Lima 2, Bravo 2, and hold short of taxiway Alpha, right?
Alright, there's Alpha 1.
Thank you.
You're ready. I really have to ride the brakes on this one. Clear left, clear right. Bengaluru Ground Express India 2945 reaching Alpha 1.
India 2945, thank you, taxi, contact tower on 124.350.
124.350, Express India 2945, bye bye. Okay, and I'm gonna set 127.750. Bengaluru Tower, good evening. Express India 2945 on Alpha 1, ready for departure.
Station calling confirm, Express India 2945.
Express India 2945, affirmative.
Stand by.
Alright, parking brakes set, lights off. Let's do before takeoff checklist. Flaps 5, green light, stabilizer trim, got 5.9 units set. Cabin notification is going to be complete in a second. Transponder TRA will be in a second. Alright, greetings, please reconnect us. Alpha X Bravo 2945, we use ICAO, call sign is VATSIM. Oh, did I just... Okay. Well, alright. Alpha X Bravo. Connect. And then I need to refile the thing. Interesting. Well, pre-file, VATSIM. Change this again. That's done. Bengaluru Tower, Express India 2945. I'll just change the call sign as you asked, and the flat plan should be there.
Express India 2945, Bengaluru Tower, hello, winds 120 degrees, 04 knots, runway 27 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 27 right, Express India 2945. Clear right, clear left, transponder to transponding. Before takeoff checklist is complete. Cabin crew seats for departure. Let's go, guys. Finally, we're getting out of here. Did I really have to ride the brakes? What is going on? Oh, I see what's going on here. I did not check the runway. That's a nice runway. Alright, 40% then. Lock on. Forward pressure a little bit. Stabilized. And one toga. Press set. Speed alive. I hope we're gonna get enough performance to get out of here. That's checked. Otherwise you know what, I'll just do toga. Maximum toga. But significant uphill. V1 rotates. Positive, right? Okay, there was enough space. LNAV.
Tower 15 Bravo 8.5 miles up.
400.
VNAV speed. Past 3,200. And 1. Climb 1.
1,000.
That's checked.
Expressing at 2945, contact radar 127.75, okay?
Over to 127.750, express India 2945, bye bye.
GTV 15 Bravo, Bengaluru.
Okay, let's go command A.
Control level 130, special budget 5
Lights off, gear off. Set.
120, expect 27, directing 12.
Speed is checked. Flaps 1.
Confirm for Splash 530. Budget 530 negative.
Bengaluru radar, very good evening. Express India 2945, passing 5,000, climbing 7,000 on an Euro 7 Bravo.
Express India 2945, radar scope 2706.
Squawk 2740, Express India 2945.
2945 negative, 2.06.
Say again for Express India 2945.
Please say again. Apple 64 Charlie, turn right heading 3.
Okay, after takeoff checklist, engine blades on, packs, auto gear up and off, no lights, flaps up, no lights, altimeters.
Apple 64 Charlie, turn right heading 360.
We'll see.
Right turn 360
checked.
degrees, right by 647.
And radar Express India 2945 confirm, squawk again.
Express India 2945, squawk 2706.
2706 Express India 2945.
India 121 descent 6,000 feet, turn right heading direction, get 300, clear
There we go.
275.
Okay, FMC speed VNAV out. That's fun. $7,000 transition altitude.
Project 5-3 Whiskey Radar, descent 7,000 feet, unit 101 to answer flight level 85.
124,500. It's gonna be X frequency. Oh my god, the meme is real.
2945 radar, identified climb flight level 140 unrestricted.
Climbing flight level 140 unrestricted, Express India 2945. Unrestricted it is.
645 Charlie, descent flight level
And 1
0.
MCP speed. QNH standard sets 1, 2, and 3. We're still on climb 1. We'll keep climb 1 until 10,000, and then switch to...
In the 219ers, 11 miles of return, contact tower 124.350. Good.
It's my first time flying in India, dude, and this is just like a movie. It's pretty awesome, though. I love it.
Approach 41 X-ray requesting vectors for the swim belt.
And the weather is great as well.
In a 121 X-ray, turn left in 290.
Left to 901.
Plus 645 Charlie, turn right in 090.
Alright, we're on climb, on leg page here, and 1 limits, get it ready.
Spicer 5350, descend 7,000 feet, unit 1013 to answer flight level 85.
I did not understand what he said.
Descending 10,000 Spanish traffic risky.
Assistant 2945 radar, proceed at Anido, contact Bengaluru control on 124.15.
Direct to Anira and over to 124.5, express India 2945. Alright, lights off, let's go direct to Aniro. LNAV is set, and set to contact 1245. And we need to climb 1, or normal climb. Wait, there is no climb? There is no normal climb? How can I just do normal climb? Wait, maybe it's delete. There we go. Alright, we'll leave on climb. Sync the heading. And it's Chennai radar. Chennai radar, very good evening. Express India 2945, direct to Nero, passing flight level 124 to 140.
Express India 2945, want to come climb flight level 330, final.
Climbing flight level 330, Express India 2945. Alright, flight level 330 is set, and we're good. Everything is fine. Do we have a checklist for the 10,000? No. Good. Recall is checked. Overhead is fine. Pressurization is working. I did not forget anything, so that's good. Dude, that was interesting. I must admit that was quite interesting. Lovely weather.
Can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it'll be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water, juice.
That's quite nice. Okay, so we're now setting up for a nice and comfortable cruise. Optimum flight level 35. Oh, we might get to flight level 35 already. Let's give him a call. Chennai radar, Express India 2945, requesting flight level 350.
Roger, climb flight level 350, final.
Climbing flight level 350, Express India 2945, thank you. Wonderful. So that's set, execute. Optimum 356, I don't see any problem with that. So that's very good. We adjusted on the overhead as well, the pressurization. So that's working good. And we're on it. We are on it. I'm really curious to just see outside of the window, to be fair, because I've never flown in India, and I just want to see how it looks. It's kind of like flying in Google Maps, but in the sim. Except I'm not using Google Maps, but you guys get the idea. Passing flight level 180, 9 minutes out. Plane is climbing nicely. I'll switch this to weather mode as well. Sky looks nice. That cloud there could be the cell that we had there on our radar. That could be it. We'll see. Okay, so we have 2 hours and 30 minutes to go on our flight. I'm gonna be pulling out my study cam soon, and I wanna be adding some new stuff to my compendium. So that version 1.6 was released, by the way, in the Discord, for those who are wondering what I'm talking about. And I'm thinking about adding some extra stuff. I've thought about writing about weather radars. The weather radar is a very interesting thing, and it's not exactly something extremely complex, but the way we use it, sometimes we tend to forget, and because of that I think it's good to have a little reminder about what to use. By the way, I should be putting VNAV speed to do a better climb speed there, because we're going too slow. I forgot we're still in flight level change. So yeah, I was thinking about it. Airbus has some nice articles about the weather radar, so perhaps I could check out some stuff, and you guys might check out as well, because the weather radar is a very simple tool, very effective when it works well. The problem lies basically that you have to understand what does the weather radar usually reflects. So of course it reflects water, right? So the more water you have, the more reflections you get, of course. But there is a catch. Water can be liquid, or it can be solid, or it can be in a gas state, of course. And the weather radar does not reflect water in a gas state, so if you have a normal cloud, it will not get a reflection. Or if it's in a solid state, let's say it's hail, you get much less a reflection from the radar than when you get from liquid water. So that poses the most, or I would say the biggest risk of using the weather radar and not be aware of what does it actually mean, like colors and so on. Because you could be thinking about the color scheme of the weather radar very much like it's the street signs, the light signs. So you get the green, that means you can go, you get the yellow, that means careful and or just better to stop, and then you get the red, that means no going. And the weather radar uses the same three colors. Some of the weather radars use purple as well to display areas of turbulence or wind shear, and I think it's really easy to see a green area and think, okay, it is safe because it's in a green color, but actually that could be an area of hail. So I think I want to add a little note giving a basic explanation about this. Like, I think a page would be enough for like a compendium, because I can remember, but I don't know, I want to make this guide useful, and I think it's a good place to just pick up topics and just remind myself sometimes, because it's easily forgettable. And we could become complacent because, of course, the green doesn't always mean that there is hail there, of course, but it surely can mean, and sometimes it can be hidden due to different things. So I think I'll be working on that. I think it should be relatively fast, but if I get that done quickly, thinking what extra...
Center, this is Nordic 743.
What extra
topics might I add there? Not sure.
Nordic 743, Chennai radar, wanna come climb flight level 350 final.
Aviator, I'm not going to judge your radio skills, don't worry about it.
Nordic 743, climb flight level 350.
You're doing good. You're doing absolutely fine. Just keep practicing. It's going to be fine. And to be fair, it's not easy. Like these radio communications that we just had here, even for me, they were a little bit complicated. So don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Synchronized, what airplane do I like more, the A320 or the 737? I prefer the 320. Both are very capable airplanes. Both do the job. Both are safe. But I do prefer the Airbus. I prefer the Airbus because it's, I believe, from a flying perspective, it is an easier airplane. Also, from what pilots who fly it say, it is more comfortable, less noisy, which is very, very important after a long day. The cockpit is not so cramped, so you have more space, which does play a role. And I just, you know, like people say, oh, the 737 is the plane for pilots, like you fly the plane. You need to understand that at the end of the day, when you're doing your airline flying, you're not exactly there to fly the plane, you're there to solve problems and to manage the situation. And if you want to think about it like this, imagine yourself on a four-leg day, running a delay. You are tired, it's turbulent, it's bad weather, I don't know, it's IMC conditions, whatnot. Which airplane would you like to fly the most? The one that makes your life a little bit easier, or the one that makes you fly? I would pick the one that makes my life a little bit easier, because at the end of the day, I'm not judged there by my flying skill. I'm there to make safe decisions, to solve problems, to operate the thing. So yeah, I would say like that. And we're doing the turn there. That looks beautiful. But I would be happy working on any of those.
Station, radar now closing, monitor advisory 122.8, bye-bye.
1228, bye-bye. Alright, 1228 it is. Over to Unicom. And that's great. Yeah, that would be probably the cell that we had, but it looks like it moved. Or maybe it's not it, but... Wow, would you look at that? Dude, I literally know nothing about India. Just seeing some of the main cities, looking at the geography, at the colors, what's the terrain like. Really nice. More space and less noise, I'm with you. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, those are the important things. You could also say, you could also speak about the Embraer. Like, the Embraer is even more simple than the Airbus. I wouldn't say it's probably as comfortable as the Airbus. Definitely not as spacious. But in terms of operation, it keeps that 737 flying aspect while being easier than most of the systems. Speaking of Embraers, dude, I miss flying the Embraer. I genuinely miss flying the Embraer. I'm looking very much forward for that X-Crafts update, so we can check it out and yeah, and fly it finally, because I really miss it. I think it's a cool little jet. I really learned to like it, and you can do a lot of fun with it. Fly to a lot of interesting airports, some short runways, some pretty cool destinations, and just main stuff as well, which is nice. Okay, past flight level 300, reaching flight level 310. This is 19 minutes after departure. Wind seems to be a little bit shifting from left to right. Yeah, that's really cool. Really cool colors. Mountains look really nice as well. Climbing by 1,000 feet a minute. Optimum 359, max 370. Yeah, we'll go with 350 for now. I don't think we need more than that. Simple is the Cirrus SF50, so that's the Vision jet. Oh, funny enough, I've sat on one. I think I've sat on the latest version of the Vision jet. It's bigger than you think, while maybe at the same time it's smaller than you think. But it's really cool on the inside. Like, the seats are really nice. The cockpit is super minimal, and the screens are awesome. I love the way you can see the wing, which is kind of normal, of course, but you can see the wing and it looks really large from the window. So, like, you're sitting in a cockpit, you look left, and it kind of like the wing goes out, and it feels like a large wing, which is really cool. And it can do a lot of stuff for sure, and it's definitely simple, but like, I think I kind of prefer larger jets. But it's a cool plane. It is a cool plane. And it is amazing because what's the takeoff and landing speed? Like 80 knots, 85 knots, so it can go very slow, like crazy slow. 85 knots is like the approach speed of the multi-engine airplane that I'm flying right now, which is the Tecnam 2006. When we have an engine failure, it can go slower than that. It can go to like 70, 72. I think it's the short field landing speed. 72. Usually we do 80, and then we slow down to 75 over the threshold. So well, at that time you don't usually look at the speed. We start powering down. But yeah, it's like 80 on final approach with 2 engines, and the Cirrus can go 85. I think it's 85, its landing speed. That's really impressive for an airplane that can go up to, I think, flat level 300, or maybe even higher, and fly at 300 knots. So that's pretty awesome. And that's checked. We have 1,000 feet to go. We're already below 1,000 feet, so below 1,000 feet a minute climb rate. So I'm not going to go and adjust that. I'm just going to leave the airplane level off on itself. Because right now it's going 950, but it will be dropping in a second, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. So I've got a little bit of wind there. I'll just let it go. It's not much. It's going to be still a pretty smooth level off. There's FMC speed, VNAV path. We're good. Sim Crash Flyer. It's the Tesla of the planes. Yeah, I think that's really well said. And I like the Cirrus, the SR22. I think it's really good as well. I would just probably want it to have a slightly more efficient engine, or a slightly more modern engine. I believe there are different options right now. And I don't know, they still have this, I think it's still the same engine, so it still burns quite a lot. It doesn't burn as much as it could burn, definitely, so I could say it's almost an economic plane if you compare all the airplanes in the same category. But yeah, I'd love to see something else, something different. Dude, it's...
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt lights off. You're free to move about. Once you are seated, we recommend...
Actually, now that you say that, yeah, we might well do it. Seatbelt sign 2 off for now. Outside view. I hope it's not too loud. Yeah, looking pretty good. Delivery fits perfectly. I really like how it looks. It's really nice. Oh, look at that terrain there. damn. I like it. I like it very much. So yeah, Cirrus definitely did their job, and the cool thing is, like, the plane burns basically what a Bonanza burns, and it has the gear constantly down, while the Bonanza has a retractable gear. So I wonder if the Cirrus did a retractable gear, how much would that save in terms of fuel burn? Of course, that would probably increase a little bit the weight of the airplane, because it would then have to have a hydraulic system for the gear, but and perhaps change a little bit the fuselage. But in terms of weight saving, sorry, not weight saving, but fuel saving, could the weight saving offset the fuel saving? Or the fuel saving offset the weight? So, kind of like that. Yeah, interesting. Alright, let's check here the used fuel. We've got 1.1, 1.11, so that will be 2.21. I'll assume it's 2.2. We've got 9.6 on, and that would be a total of 11.8. Beautiful. So we have no fuel leaks. That's great. Recall is fine. Everything seems fine. The plane is flying fantastic. The weather ahead looks great, which is definitely makes me happy. We can start to see the sea, as you guys remember in the beginning of the live stream when we were looking at the flight plan route. We will be basically flying on the eastern coast of India today, and that's really cool. So perhaps I'm gonna probably try to leave the view somehow that we kind of get a glimpse on what's on the outside. That's definitely some cloud that was there significantly, but it seems like it's diffusing itself. So we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll also be gonna be turning away from it. So seems like it's gonna be fine, but you never know. You never know. And I'll be opening my my cockpit, my study cam, I mean. And we will be doing some studying. So let me just think a little bit. How could I do this to have a look on what's on the outside, while at the same time kind of look at the instruments? Probably something along with this should be more or less fine. Let me see if this works out. Should be like this. Yeah, not amazing, but kind of works. Kind of works. Alright, good. So let me go here to Airbus weather radar. This is exactly the article that I'm looking for. In fact, if you guys want to read some interesting articles and learn some very interesting stuff, if you search for safetyfirst.airbus.com, this website right here, you get a bunch of different articles about not only Airbus planes, but operation of airplanes, like GNSS interference, a lot of stuff here, mostly related to Airbus, but some of them are not exactly related to Airbus, and it's really, really interesting. Like, they're very well done, and there is a lot of interesting information. So we're up for version 1.7. I believe this is gonna grow up to a larger page. I wonder if there's like an option to just increase, or just like create a block so that, let's say, from a certain page nothing moves below it. But so if I like introduce a block here, so whatever I do on this side doesn't affect the side below me. I don't know, but we'll see. So I think airplane systems, I think the weather radar could go into airplane systems, or it could go into a different chapter like meteorology. It could be a different chapter, to be honest. Or it could go into airplane systems. Because like airplane systems, a weather radar is definitely an airplane system, but what if I want to talk about operational stuff, right? That's not just talking about airplane systems. Like what we spoke here about GPWS and TOS is basically system-wise. So yeah. Slow power NL. Sadly enough, I don't have the money for X-Plane 12, but I do have for X-Plane 11. Would you say the X-Plane 11 looks a bit like X-Plane 12? Slow power. So here's my suggestion. I don't think this was too long ago, but Steam had a sale for X-Plane 12. I literally deleted a screenshot today. And it was like for 35 euros if I don't want to lie. I don't know how old are you. I don't know what do you want to do with life. If you want to be a pilot, if you take this seriously, or you just want to casually play along. Or if you're like limited by computer power or whatnot. And I would definitely say grab X-Plane 12 if you can, like absolutely. Because there is a couple of things. It does look different. Not that X-Plane 11 is terribly bad, but you will feel its limitation pretty fast. And then you'll want to get into the newer stuff, and you'll have to buy it again. So you kind of will end up spending twice because you'll feel limited. Then most of the planes nowadays are being are no longer either supporting X-Plane 11 or they are dropping support for X-Plane 11, so you will feel that very quickly. And yeah, so if you can, like, wait until you get a Steam sale or a sale just like a normal sale for the sim itself, because it is going to be worth it. And I see there you are 16, you want to be pilot but still a high school student. The simulator is a very powerful tool if you use it correctly. And if you can get the best tool out of it, trust me, the 60 euros, like if we're talking about no discount, or if you spend the 35 euros if you can get it with a discount, the 35 euros or the 40 euros that you will be spending on it is a fantastic investment in terms of what you can learn and things that will be valuable and useful for you in your future training, which is awesome. Like I truly believe it's that good. I was in your position. Like I started when I had very little. I was a student, I was 14, and I started with Flight Gear. Flight Gear was a free simulation, so if you are really tight with budget, my suggestion is do not spend it just because you want to spend it. Save, I don't know, wait until your birthday, wait until, I don't know, Christmas, wait until a certain thing, I don't know, maybe do a small job somewhere, and try to get it, because it is really worth it, and it's really good. X-Plane 12, I would highly suggest you to go for 12 and not for 11. Of course, if you have like a very old computer, upgrading a computer is much more difficult, so then go for X-Plane 11, sure. That's what I told my parents too, but they don't support me in being a pilot, and they don't want me to spend so much money on a game that costs 60 euros. I tried to do jobs and stuff, but yeah. I see. How about... Like, I'm thinking. I understand about the pilot thing, I understand that about parents and being a pilot. I don't think it's the most stable job in the world, but at the same time it's all about perspective. And if you're really serious about it, over time, like, you need to make them understand that you really like that. Like, you need to understand, if you really like it, they will understand that this is actually like what you want, this is your passion, this is you're really into this, and perhaps then they will understand. I don't know, try flight gear. Like, show them stuff, learn the basic things. Try showing them that you will be able to get something. I'm pretty sure. I don't know how much is X-Plane 11 right now, but go for 12 if you can. It is funny because it's what I tell some of my colleagues, you know, because they will tell me like, oh, I'm gonna go into a sim because I want to do some sessions, so I get familiar with the layout and practice some maneuvers or see some power settings, and the cost per hour on those sim sessions are like 120 euros, and that's, I think, pretty cheap. It can be more expensive than that, quite significantly more expensive. and then I'm like, dude, why don't you spend 60 euros and get a simulator and kind of like get unlimited time on whatever type of airplane you want. You try it on different conditions, different airports. You can practice flows, you can practice approaches, you can practice power settings, you can practice... I mean, there's a lot of stuff, and it's really close, actually, in terms of output. And by the way, the scenery is looking fantastic. I'm really impressed. I think, you know what, I think I need to adjust somehow this screen right here. So I'm going to try to pull the tablet and the second display to like perhaps here, so you guys can see a little bit outside of the window, because it's really nice. It is really nice, trust me. And the cloud there is quite significant. So yeah. Aviator, your channel was about flight gear when you also started simming. Slow power, I ever did a sim. My mom let me do that because it was an event, and she was shocked of all I knew, just the videos and stuff, but she still won't support me in it. I know it sucks, dude. It sucks, but if you like it and you want to do it, you will do it regardless, and it's your life at the end of the day. So just go for it. Go for whatever you can. Keep learning. There's a lot of stuff that you can learn online. You can learn almost, I mean, the basic of instrument flying. You can learn all of that online. You can learn about meteorology. You can learn about a lot of stuff, and maybe they are afraid. I mean, my mom was quite afraid as well, and I understand that. Becoming a pilot is very expensive, and it was my decision at the end of the day, but it was a very stressful decision, and I do not regret anything. It's been amazing, and it's awesome. I would probably regret for the rest of my life if I never tried it. So maybe she's just thinking that when you finish school, there will be that time you'll say, yeah, I want to be this, and there's a big amount of money to pay, and it's kind of her responsibility. You need to understand that as well. So yeah, there you go. In Belgium it costs 136k. But listen, this is the part where a lot of people, and I'm hoping I'm right on this, this is what everybody says, and I see it happening more and more. There is no straight line. There is no this only way. There is no if I don't go there, I will never be a pilot. If I don't know, there is this program that costs 136 and this is it. No, there are different paths, there are different programs. You could, if you prepare and with a bit of luck and preparation, you can hop in one of those self-funded programs, and perhaps then you don't have to pay anything at all. I don't know, like Generation EasyJet. If you get into that, it's well, they cover the cost, and then they just take away whatever they spent with you out of your salary, and that's it. You got Speedbird Academy as well. Luxair, speaking of, no wait, Luxair had that as well. Air Belgium, I think that's part of group of Lufthansa Group. Lufthansa has a program like that. I know some people that went through it, and their training was completely funded by the airline, and then they just paid it off from work. You have to be good. You have to be good, and you have to show that you are worth it. So yeah, the company I want to fly for, Ryanair, costs only 30 type rating, my friend. That's gonna be just for the type rating. You need to do all the rest of the stuff before that, and so you have to do your ATPL. That's the base, and then you have to do the APS MCC. That's mentored by Ryanair. That costs you 6k, and then you have to do the type rating. That costs you 30k. Let me just tell you something. It is good to have a company where you want to work for. Like, okay, you said you want to work for Ryanair, that's great, that's a fantastic company. I've actually been exploring it a little bit. And what the hell is that cloud? And there's a lot of great stuff about Ryanair, and it's very impressive how they manage to operate like that, and they do all of that stuff. I think it's a very good example of a company. But that doesn't mean that's the only option, and one thing is for sure, there is no linear way of getting to things. It's an interesting weather for sure. I think we're gonna get into those clouds in a second, so let me just pull up the seatbelt sign on, because this might just get bumpy, because yeah, that's definitely that cell that we just had. The weather radar is not scanning anything, so I don't know. Honestly, can we calibrate some gain? Nah, it doesn't seem like it's going anything. But yeah, don't limit yourself even before starting that I want to work there, and unless I go this way, I'll never end up there. It's not linear like that. You don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of stuff, and things may play out differently, and then you are in a different company and you think, holy cow, I'm so thankful for being here instead of being in the place where I wanted to be. So, like, don't limit yourself. I also have a company where I would love to work, but I didn't go by the program. I wrote an email even, and I wasn't eligible already because I started my course. And there we go. Let me just see. Total air temp is -18. What's the outside air temp? -45. Okay, we should be on the safe side. We should be on the safe side. It could be bumpy, so seatbelt sign is on, and we'll see. We'll see. Hope we're gonna get through this quickly. So yeah, don't limit yourself there. There's a lot of options, and I think maybe if you talk with your parents and explain them that there are different options, and you're looking through it, and you're studying, and you see what you can do, and you're gonna try to get into something that doesn't require you to pay a lot of money, maybe they will be a little bit more relaxed, and they'll understand that you actually have a very mature position, because you will understand that paying 130 or 100 or whatever, like my course costs 70. Okay, I can speak about that without problem, and my course cost me 70k. I consider that cheap, to be fair, and I was 22 when I got into it, and I was alone. I got some support, but it was like the financial support was very basic, so it was enough to get me through a certain month or whatnot, but I did it alone, okay? I couldn't get a loan, because any bank where I went to basically said, no, you're worthless, even though I was working. And I just got through it. And look, I have one flight to go, which is going to be next Wednesday. which I think is going to happen, and I finish my CPL, so I finish my course, and I will have only the MCC to go. So it's possible. There are people who do a lot of... I mean, was it easy? No. Is it impossible? No. Do I regret it? No. Am I tired? Yes. It's normal. It's normal, and it's fine. Okay, there we go. We're above the cloud, which is kind of cool. But I want to see the views, so I hope this gets over quickly. So, learn stuff, prepare, be mature. You have to be prepared. You have to understand the real world, unfortunately, is sometimes quite harsh, and I completely understand what your parents feel because of that. So. Swappy, we really need rain over here. It's very hot over here. Swappy, you are in Australia, right? I think you were in Australia, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we got some rain here yesterday, maybe today in the night. It's kind of fresh now. There we go, some views out there. But yeah. Synchro Slider Flat, you are 100% in your words. Without you, would not be in my job right now. Well, that just makes me super happy, to be honest, because, I don't know, it's awesome. I try to support people however I can, and just speaking out the truth. Sometimes the truth might hurt, or it might not be easy to take, but I always prefer the truth, even if it's hurtful, because it just simplifies your life. Because then you're just not hoping, or you're not doing something in vain. So yeah. Swap, you're from India. Oh, you are. Oh, dude, awesome. So we're doing. We are doing the flight in your country. We will be flying to Mumbai, by the way. I don't know if you heard my introduction there, my intro of the live stream, but I want to do some exploration of India because I've basically kind of never flown here, and I think it's a fascinating country. It's a very large country, and it has a lot of stuff, and I think it would be great. So this is the first of the series of exploration of India and nearby countries, so that's gonna be really cool. And we'll be flying to Mumbai. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome, man. Dude, I love this. I love seeing people from different countries. I think it's so cool. It's just really, really nice. And slow power, I have some more options. Like my second would be Brussels Airlines, and if I could get good enough, I could try British Airlines and or SAS. Like, listen, when the time gets, and even before the time gets to like finishing school and whatnot, be the most prepared possible. So learn your stuff. Understand the difficulties of the job. Understand what is the job. Understand that the job is much more than just flying a plane. Flying a plane is like I want to say it's not even half of the work, to be fair. It's the best part for sure, but there is so much more, and you really need to understand that. Study different options. Don't limit yourself by just saying I want to work there and that's it, because as long as you get there, somehow that's what matters, right? What you want to do is fly. Of course, there are preferences later, and it will be important to mention those preferences whenever you are in an interview, but show that you are there for the craft, not just for the airline. Because, like, okay, you want to work for Ryanair because let's say you want to stay in Brussels or in Belgium or whatever, and you get into Ryanair and then they send you to Morocco. What are you going to do? There's nothing you can do. You're going to have to go to Morocco and we'll stay there for a couple of years probably. So you need to understand all of those things. And I'm not saying that being in Morocco is bad, but I'm just saying that, did you ever consider that that could be an option? Because it can absolutely be. Yeah, I mean, listen, you enter Ryanair, right? You're gonna be at the bottom of your seniority list. They might need pilots in Morocco because there is no one that wants to stay there, and they send you there because, well, you just got in, you got no seniority, they need first officers there, and off you go. And then you stay there for, like, I don't know, a year, maybe 2 years, who knows? It's going to be written in your contract that it's the company who decides where you stay, not yourself. So of course then you can bid to be in Belgium or whatever, but it will depend. Swappy, nice, looking forward to it, that's great. I do have some suggestions which you might like. Are you on our Discord, right? If you are on the Discord, well, you can just write it now, but if you write it on the Discord, I'd be thankful. But actually, you can just write it now. I have a notepad here. I'm gonna just take some notes with my pen, and that'll be great. I have a couple of flights planned. I want to go Delhi to Goa. I want to do across India from what's the word? From Sri Lanka, from Colombo to Kathmandu. So it's not exactly in India, but it's crossing the entire India. I wanted to do some from Delhi to some other place, which is like across the mountain range, which should be beautiful. And there were some more which I keep forgetting. There's one in the mountains which is called Leh. It's like Lima Echo Hotel. And there's another one close to that, which is really cool as well. So there are a lot of different places actually. So yeah. Synchronized, let me ask a question. Isn't it true that you have to be self-employed as a pilot at Ryanair? What does it mean, self-employed? I'm not sure I get the idea. If you want to say that you have to pay to get to work there, essentially, not linearly, yes. So unless you pay for your own training, you're not going to work there, except if you are an Irish or a British citizen, or you have the right to live and work in the UK, in which case you have to pay for your MCC, for your type rating, but it's not full for the type rating. I think it's 5k. So instead of 30, you pay 5k for the type rating, and then you get a bond for like 5 years, I think, and they'll discount the rest from your salary as you work for them. So yeah, you pretty much covered it. Yes, I am on Discord. I will share some real life routes I have taken. Awesome, dude. Thank you very much. So yeah, I want to do like those mains and explore some of the cities. If you know some that are not very popular but have like interesting approaches or short runways or some like very domestic ops, I'm hopping into that. I assume we are again into the clouds. Dude, I was really expecting to get some clear skies out of this, so I'm hoping soon we'll be able to get out of here. It is like start your own business and work for yourself. I don't know. Like, I don't know. My colleagues that work there, from what I heard, no, it's like you get a contract. The contract varies according to the country at where you are. So if you, I don't know, if you work in Portugal, you get a Portuguese type of contract, which has some terms and conditions. If you work in Spain, you'll have a Spanish contract which has different terms and conditions. And then some contracts are better than others, a lot. So it can vary by a lot of it. Then it depends as well on where you're based. I think can vary, like how much do you want to work, and from what I heard as well, they can you can start to work on different parts of the company as well. So if you want to go like into safety or ops or whatnot, they give you that opportunity, which is really nice. So you're not just limited to the flying part if you want to do different stuff. So far, that's why I tried to convince my parents to finally get me this game. I feel like this game will help me a lot for the future. This game looks so good, and I think it's more realistic than Microsoft Flight Sim. Well, if you want to say about candy graphics, Microsoft is going to be more beautiful, but X-Plane is probably going to be the best tool. I like to talk about it as a tool because of its simplicity, ease of use, effectiveness of just doing certain things that you can't do in Microsoft Flight Sim. I believe it's much more focused on being a proper tool than just being a game where you can see your house and see some elephants and fish. I don't know. So, and I'm not saying that Microsoft Flight Sim is bad. It has some great add-ons, but yeah. I mean, yeah. Start with flight gear. I'm telling you, get flight gear. The flight gear has a pretty awesome freeware A320. And before the A320, to be honest, just learn how to fly a Cessna. Don't be like me that knows to fly a 320 but then doesn't know how to start a Cessna. I was that guy in the past. And yes, pick up some manuals, pick up some Cessna 172 manuals, like understand how is a manual, watch videos, watch Mentor Pilots, learn about the companies where you want to work, learn about different programs, not self-funded but company-funded programs like the Speedbird Academy and so on that you already spoke about. Get to know that stuff. Hop on LinkedIn, get into contact with some people, some pilots, ask them questions. There is a lot of stuff. Tell your mom if you do not get the game, the Vlad crew will visit you at home. No. No, don't say that. Cooler, watch Vlad live streams. Thanks, guys. Calisthenics channel. Microsoft Flight Sim is perfect for cross-country flying in a small plane and planning. There you go. And actually, I will absolutely agree on you on that, because Microsoft Flight Sim has much more detail on low-level scenery. So when you're flying the smaller airplanes, which is exactly what you'll be doing in your training, you'll not be sitting on a cockpit like we're sitting right now in this virtual 737 and following a magenta line. You will have a paper map or an iPad with a map, a piece of paper with your nav log. We actually did that in the channel some time ago with the Yak 18. Guys, we need to do that again, right? We need to do that again for sure. And you will be flying, basing yourself on what you see outside of your window. So churches, big buildings, factories, road crossings, fields, I don't know, solar panel installations, wind farms, lighthouses, beaches, whatever, the lot. And I have to agree on that actually with the it's calisthenics. What? Wait, calisthenics. Dude, sorry. For whatever reason, YouTube gives me the stupid name instead of the username that the user picks, and I have to try to read it. Oh my god! And I just got. Listen, this is perfect. This is a perfect example. I just had an illusion because I looked outside of the window and I thought to myself, "Hey, why are we turning left?" Because if you look at the clouds are not straight, right? And then I looked inside and I saw that the instrument was completely straight, and my mind for a second fought really hard to just like perceive that wait, our airplane is actually straight. And this happens, and this is actually very, very significant. This is actually an illusion that you learn when you fly instruments, because clouds may not be aligned with the horizon, and if for whatever reason you decide to follow the clouds as a reference and stop trusting your instrument on low level flying, this could be deadly. So this was actually freaking awesome to be happening right now. I mean, I have improved sim flying from what I've learned here. It reminds me to remember procedures more and pre-plan. Cooler, that's great, that's fantastic, and it makes me extremely happy and proud, because this is one of the main reasons I also live stream, because I don't do it alone. I do it with people, so I don't feel like I could be doing this flight alone, sitting just quietly, and I don't know, doing other stuff can be fine, but it's not as exciting and it's not as enriching for myself as being with you. And yeah, it's awesome. And yes, and the second part is just I like sharing. I like doing something and having somebody with me to experience that as well. So it's really, really cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, I feel super proud and super happy with that. Aviator, if I needed to exit from flight, I wish you a good flight. Aviator, I hope everything is alright. Thanks for coming by anyways. That was a cool departure out of there. So, yeah, whatever you're doing there, good luck. Cooler, it's scary how much flying requires us to ignore instinct. Absolutely. And one of the most, like right now we're turning, one of the most difficult ones probably, and they do this in flight training. So we have like an exercise, it's called unusual attitudes. And this is one of those where the instructor says, okay, my controls, so he takes over the controls, you close your eyes, so you take your hands off the controls, you close your eyes, and for a little bit the instructor starts doing a little bit of turning up, turning right, turning down, turning left, so he turns the airplane all different sides, and then he says, okay, open your eyes and recover. And you usually open your eyes and the airplane is like really nose high or in a very steep turn or nose down. And sometimes you can get the idea of what is happening because of the sound of the wind over the airplane, or you kind of can track it out with your feelings that yes, now we're going up, now you're going down, now you're going left, now you're going right. And a couple of times I had this done on purpose and not on purpose. So I remember once we were doing IFR training, so I had one of those like goggles. They're called foggles because essentially you can look through them, but they blur everything that's on the outside, so you can't see anything on the outside. And we had to do a hold, but like hold in the same place. So we were just doing like 360s on the same place. I don't remember for what reason. And when I leveled the wings, dude, my entire body was screaming, you are not straight, you're not straight, you're not straight. And the strength that it's, the feeling, like that feeling is ridiculously strong. And it's scary how strong it is. And you really have to ignore it, you have to trust your instruments, you really have to like, okay, I check my both gyros, both are fine, the heading is not changing, we're flying straight, the turn coordinator is aligned, the speed is good, everything tells me visually that we are flying nice and straight. And your body is like, you are in a turn, you are in a turn, you are in a turn, and it is like, it's so hard, you almost pull the yoke or the stick without noticing. So yeah, it's like, it's crazy. Secret Flyer. Oh, it's true, man, it's true. Like, it is really nice. I really do enjoy being here. It's freaking awesome. So yeah, slow power. I hope you get your stuff on. Don't limit yourself. Get prepared. You are 16, you have time. Try flight gear. It's a freeware sim. You can do a bunch of stuff there, and it's better than not doing something. Don't limit yourself as well by just thinking that this is gonna be the best one. If I don't get X-Plane 12, I'm never gonna get it. Like, you could get Microsoft Flight Sim for whatever cheap price there is, I don't know, and that could be still an excellent tool for you to learn a lot of the basic stuff and have a lot of fun and be ready, just up your game. Dude, we're still in the clouds. This is getting annoying. So yeah, absolutely. Go for it, study, don't limit yourself. You're gonna get through it, especially if you love it. Okay, now us. We were going, well, at this point I think I just do this again. We were going to do some weather radar studying, and I was deciding whether we go with putting the weather radar into airplane systems, or I put it into the meteorology section, because I want to add a meteorology section as well, because meteorology is very important. So I think I might add a meteorology section down here. So I think I might do that. Let's do meteorology just like that. Meteorology. And I'll start with weather radar. Weather radar. And before I forget, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna put this as the main thing. 20 and bold and centered. And this one is gonna be title. So starting with that. And I'm going to pull the changelog down. And this is where I'll write the rest of the stuff. So text starts here. And this weather radar is going to be as this one. Done. So let's go into that Airbus article about optimum use of weather radar. And let's grab a couple of ideas from there. And cooler, the internal feeling is the scary part. So much training is forcing us to ignore a natural feeling. Yep, absolutely. Thousands of years of evolution gave us those instincts for survival, but then we had to invent the 737. I think you could just say we had to invent flying. Our body was not meant for flying at all. So basically, everything that you feel in flying is not for you. It's not meant for you. And by the way, slow power NL, if you are still there, just leave a message. If you are still there, I've got one more thing to say to you that I forgot. So yeah, there you go. Like the pictures you can see here. This is a couple of situations that can happen if you don't use the weather radar properly. So let's start with this. Let me write my own introduction, because I know what a weather radar is. So the weather radar works by the same principle as the primary surveillance radar, because you have a secondary surveillance radar. The primary works very much as a military, so a signal is emitted. Once it reflects from something, it gets back to you, and then you get the reading. The surveillance radar works by contract, so you kind of like you send signals out and you receive signals out, and then you establish contracts, and then you get information. That's how transponders work, for instance. Fuel. Center tanks off. We've burned through the center tanks. That's wonderful. So we can now start burning from the wing. Good. Okay, so the weather radar works by the same principle as the primary surveillance radar. I know that there might be different types of antennas. I don't remember what are the names, and that doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna say that there may be different type of antenna installed. Usually those are located in the nose cone of the airplane, but on smaller jet airplanes or turboprop aircraft, the installation may be located on the wing. For example, the King Air is on the nose, but the Cessna Caravan, those that have it, it's on the wingtip. The PC-12, well, essentially those airplanes that have the nose cone occupied by an engine, that's usually when it's installed on the wingtip, or on the wing, just on the wing. And we're out of the clouds, yay! Okay, so there we go. The signal, or the emitted signal is reflected off water particles. It is most reflective on liquid water particles, and that is the most important what's the word I'm looking for? I would say it's one of the most important facts that you need to remember as water in gaseous state will not reflect, and water in solid state will have very reduced reflectivity levels. So stuff like fog or simple clouds for turbulence should not be reflected. Okay, one thing I forgot. The weather radar can be controlled by tilt and pan. The gain may be adjusted, and the scanning area may be reduced. So like the scanning area, if you have a very small beam, you can just scan that area. May be adjusted. Scanning area may be reduced. Okay, there was something else that I'm missing here. Let's go back to that Airbus and read through. So, it's interesting here. The weather radar system installed on board aircraft provides the pilot with the necessary information to avoid, not penetrate, adverse weather. To obtain the maximum benefit from the weather radar system requires the crew to carefully optimize its use. This relies primarily on a good meteorological knowledge of weather phenomena, along with a good understanding of the available radar functions. So let me grab this phrase right here, because it's really good. Like, remember, the weather radar provides information to avoid, not penetrate adverse weather. I'm gonna put this in bold because it's very important, or just underlined. Alright. So, lessons learned. When it comes to understanding why aircraft fitted with technologically advanced weather radars can have flying in such unfavorable weather patterns, we have to consider that getting the best out of technology on board is just a part of the answer. Cooler, sorry, I missed your message. Yes, some American bicycle engineers had a lot of open space, and 120 years later I pay an Navigraph subscription. Oh, that's an awesome way to just put things into perspective. I like it. Yeah, I think, well, I mean, why not? We also got some great views on the outside, so you know what? It's time to move my cam towards here and enjoy a little bit of views on the outside. So let's read. How is a cumulonimbus, often called thunderstorm, structured? 3 common threats to aircraft are turbulence, which is caused when 2 masses of air collide at different speeds, hail, and wind shear. All 3 of these byproducts of thunderstorms are byproducts of thunderstorms. Understanding how a cumulonimbus cloud is structured and evolves is key in dodging the associated weather disturbances. Okay. This is what I like about these articles. They're really well written, and they don't just speak about something. They usually go back to the basics and explain it in a really nice and effective way. Turbulence associated with a cumulonimbus is not limited to inside the cloud. Yep. So that depends on the side of the wind and above. It is missing here the top part of the cloud. It can extend as much as 5,000 to 8,000 feet above the cloud. So even if you overfly the cloud, that doesn't mean you will not get chuckled around. Therefore, when flying in an area where cumulonimbus clouds have developed, it is necessary to apply recommendations for weather avoidance as summarized in this article. Speaking of which, we are exactly in the side of which the wind is blowing, to where the wind is blowing from the cloud, so we should get some turbulence from that cloud, but we didn't. So, well, fair enough. The presence of hail within the cumulonimbus varies with altitude and wind. Below flight level 100, hail is equally likely to be encountered under the storm, in the cloud, or around it, up to 2 nautical miles. Between flight level 100 and flight level 200, approximately 60% of hail is encountered in the cumulonimbus, and 40% is encountered outside the cloud under the anvil. Above flight level 200, hail is most likely to be encountered inside the cloud. So, guys, see this. Flight level 200, and you have flying rocks of ice flying inside of the cloud. Impressive. When hail is encountered outside of the cloud, usually the threat of hail is greater downwind of the cumulonimbus because moisture is driven upward within the cloud by strong drafts. It then freezes and is transformed into hail before being blown downwind. Paradoxically, there is less risk of hail in humid air than in dry air. In fact, moisture in the air behaves as a heat conductor and helps to melt the hail. Makes sense. Weather radar principle. A knowledge of radar principle is paramount in order to accurately tune the system and interpret the weather radar display correctly. Reflectivity. This is the important part. Slow power, you're back. You had to go for a minute. Okay, so I just wanted to say this, and this is really important. Have you ever flown on a small airplane? And when I say small airplane, is not like a 319 or an Embraer. I say like a Cessna, like a 172, or like a 2-seater airplane, the ones that you will be flying in your training. Because if you didn't, here's my very, very big suggestion. Go and do a flight, because it is very different from what it's like flying the big jets. So if you've flown the big airplanes, that's one thing. If you can fly the smaller ones, the amount of stuff that you will feel is very different. It will vibrate, it will be noisy, it will be hot, it will be turbulent, a lot. So I remember hearing a story about a guy who went into the integrated course. So he completed all the theory, and then he dropped out on the second flight because he just, I don't know, it wasn't for him. So if you can, do a flight on a small plane to understand whether you really like it or not, because it's very, very important. See, Crash Flyer, my way of dealing with the weather radar is that if I see bad weather, I turn it off. It calms my nerves. Oh man, I had a flight instructor who told me, like, the weather radar on my plane is very good. When it's daytime, what you see outside is what you see inside. When it's nighttime, what you see outside is what you see inside. Fucking nothing. So so I guess, yeah, that's yeah. So Barry, you flew a Cessna 152, so I guess you already got baptized, and that means it's good. That means it's good. It means you like it. You really like it. Ah, Jesus. Okay, so reflectivity. Weather detection is based on the reflectivity of water droplets. The weather echo appears on the navigation display with a color scale that goes from red to green. Low reflectivity. Why is this word so difficult to pronounce? The weather radar echo returns vary in intensity as function of the droplet size, composition and quantity. For example, a water particle is 5 times more reflective than an ice particle of the same size. This is critical. And I'm gonna grab this picture because this picture is brilliant. And I think it should be big. Let it be big. So let me just add a couple of notes here. I want to add this phrase, but I want to rephrase it. I want to rephrase this. The emitted signal is reflected of water particles. The amount of reflection of reflected signal is directly affected by droplet size, composition and quantity. It is most reflective on liquid water particles. I'm just gonna do it like that. I don't like the way I wrote it there. Water in a gaseous state will not reflect, and water in solid state will have very reduced reflectivity levels. In fact, a water particle is a liquid. No, I'll let it. Yeah, liquid water particle is 5 times more reflective than an ice particle of the same size. Yep, I like it this way. gonna copy this phrase and put it down. Put it here. Copy this, put this here. And I need to place the source of the picture. Airbus safety first. Optimum use of weather radar. It's going to go into 9 and center. Perfect. Let's continue to read. This is really interesting. I really like it. So some weather radars are fitted with a turbulence display mode. This function, the turbulence function, is based on the Doppler effect and is sensitive to precipitation movement. Like the weather radar, the turbulence function needs a minimum amount of precipitation to be effective. An area of light rainfall depicted in green in normal mode is shown in magenta when there is high turbulence activity. The turbulence function is on most weather radars only active within a range of 40 knots per mile due to the Doppler measurement capability and should only be used in wet turbulence. So this is very important actually. Let me copy and rephrase this. Some weather radars systems may use the purple color to display areas of turbulence that were identified using the Doppler or by the Doppler effect. Essentially what the Doppler effect is that when you have certain types of movement, so let's imagine this, you emit a signal, it hits off a water particle and it is sent back to you and you read that signal. If you have two different particles that are moving at different speeds, the speed at which you will get the speed at which you will receive the signal will vary. So like the frequency of the signal is going to vary, and because of that you can understand that the particle is actually moving. So if the particle is moving, it means that probably there is some turbulence in the area. That's what the Doppler effect is. Alright, so some weather radar systems may use the purple color to display areas of turbulence that were identified by the Doppler effect. The reflected signal having different, I think that's correct, different frequencies due to the movement of the particles. Then, like the turbulence function, that's like Airbus. I think that's Airbus symbology. This function requires a minimum amount of precipitation to be effective. As an example, a light rainfall depicted in green that depicted in green in normal mode that is shown in magenta. As an example, light rainfall depicted in green in normal mode. Green in normal mode. I'm thinking, how could I rephrase this? As an example, light rainfall depicted in green under the normal mode may show as purple when there is turbulence activity. Okay, Tony, hi. Welcome, how are you doing? Did you enjoy the document? I hope you had a read already. I'm going to continue to write it. Is the purple color to display areas of turbulence that were identified by the Doppler effect. The reflected signal having different frequencies due to the movement of the particles. The function requires a minimum amount of precipitation to be effective. As an example, light rainfall depicted in green under the normal mode may show as purple when there is turbulence. I'll put significant turbulence. These functions are usually limited to a certain range. I'm gonna put the 40 nautical miles here due to the Doppler measurement, because then you're gonna start to get some clutter and some noise from other parts and so on. So yeah. Oh, Tony, sorry, I didn't answer your question. From where are we flying today? We're flying from where are we flying? Bengaluru to a place called Guwahati. That's located in the northern part of India, and it's actually a very interesting part of India, because if you look from far away, it looks like it's gonna be, I believe, Bangladesh or Bhutan or like part of China, but they somehow managed to still keep that little place in the middle. And it's funny because you get like the entire block of India, then it's a very short straight to this larger area to where we are flying. And it's funny, we're actually crossing a country later on to get there. So we're flying from India to India, but we cross a country in the middle. So it's really, really fun. Tony, it's great, nicely done. Thank you very much. I'm gonna continue doing that. Aviator, hey, welcome back. Did you end up continuing the flight or not? So some weather radar systems may use the purple color to display areas of turbulence that were identified by the Doppler effect. The reflected signal having different frequencies due to the movement of the particles. This function requires a minimum amount of precipitation to be effective. As an example, a light rainfall depicted in green under the normal mode may show as purple when there is significant turbulence. These functions are usually limited to a certain range due to the Doppler measurement range, and they do not display dry turbulence. Which is, I mean, I think it's kind of like self-explanatory, but still. Right, the weather radar can be controlled by tilt and pan. The gain may be adjusted and the scanning area may be reduced. Remember, the weather radar provides information to avoid not penetrate any adverse weather. Aviator, no, I just exit sim and VATSIM. I need to go home ASAP. Sadly, I was staying in a house of my close relative. Okay, well, no problem, man. I hope everything is great there. Okay, let's continue then. There they go. They add the information about the stuff. So the flight crew uses 4 features to operate the radar: antenna, tilt, range control. Oh, of course, the range. Should add that probably. Controlled by tilt and pan. The gain may be adjusted and the scanning area may be reduced. There may be different modes operating. Modes, and the range can be adjusted. Guys, by the way, what would you think about flying the 747 on the next live stream? I was thinking about eventually getting the freighter. Would you guys recommend me getting the freighter for the 747 and the Phillies, of course? Yep, besides my flight, everything's great. Alright, Aviator, that's what matters. So hop into this weather radar meteorology lesson. May adjusted and the scanning area may be reduced. There different operating modes can be selected. And the range can be adjusted. Sounds fine. Syncrash 5, would you recommend the cargo for the 7.4 of the Phillies? I still have to get that. Alright, continuing. So, did you know each type of weather radar has its own particularities? To get all the information on the characteristic, limitation, and operational recommendations of each weather radar model, the user-guided radar manual needs to be studied. This is very important, and I'm gonna put it here. Each weather radar system is different and may have its operating works. I want to write works. It is mandatory to read the correct manufacturer manual to properly use and understand the system to its full extent. And you guys can do that very quickly. There is, if you go into Google and you write, I think, weather radar, I think 3000 manual. No, it's not the Garmin. Jesus Christ, what's the thing? I had it somewhere, the manual. Let me see if I can find it. Jesus Christ, where was this? Give me a second. Dude, I made a really nice presentation where I brought that and I took things from the manual directly, but I don't remember what's the name of it. It was something 3000 or 7000 weather radar. What if I write Honeywell? I think it was from Honeywell. Yeah, that's it. Radar 4000 or 7000. This is it, I think. Yeah, this is it. This one is on the Embraer, I'm pretty sure. You have others, but you can check this out. And there are a bunch of them that you can search online. No idea where this one is, but the cool part is if you go down, all of this information is written, like reflectivity stuff, danger areas. Like for instance, try to find this. Tony, long live the Queen. Yeah. Sea Crash Fire, the cargo is better than the packs, you'll be impressed. Oh, really? Okay. Well, I guess I have to get it then. I really have to get it. I'll see. Man, they had like a couple of notes that were very like striking. But this is the 7,000. I think I read the 3,000 one. There's the wind shear stuff. Look, this is Embraer. Map mode, gain stuff, antenna. Yeah, this is Embraer. This is really nice. Do I have this manual on the Embraer? No, I don't, but I should save this, and I will. What's the name of this thing? Wait, I'll save it after we find it. Man, I wanted to find... Oh, there we go. So this is the weather radar principles. This is what I was looking for. Most reflective and less reflective. So like dry snow, dry hail are way less reflective than wet hail, rain, ice crystals. So if you get into dry hail, it could be a green area, and then it's quite bad. So let's see, storm cell characteristics, stratiform weather, icing, planning a path, planning considerations. Let me find this. This is really interesting. You just find a bunch of stuff online to learn about this. Yeah, the range thing. Thunderstorms build and dissipate rapidly, therefore you should not attempt to pre-plan a flight plan course between closely spaced echoes or under or over convective cells. Avoid individual storms in flight either by visual sighting or by use of airborne radar. But there was something like about avoiding. There's the shadow areas. This is very important. I mean, like stuff about this is really, really important. So you can, I don't know if you guys can see this very well, but because essentially, like, when you send the weather radar signal, and I can grab paint for this, and you have a cell. So let's say here you have your antenna. So you send the signal, right? And let's say you have a really, really significant cell. So it returns red, okay? And let's say that you have like, I don't know, maybe like a lot of rain here, and then a lot of rain here. And because like when you send a signal, right, the amount that it returns is limited, or the amount of information that you send is limited, and it depends on the amount that comes back. And so you get like all of this green behind this, you get a lot of red. What this can happen as well is that you can get a shadow, which is what happens actually, because almost all of the signal was reflected from this red area, right? So it almost all of it came back, so you don't know what's in this area. This is called shadowing. Or you could get what's called attenuation, which is when part of the signal was reflected, so not enough signal traveled further through the weather, and you could actually be hiding something very, very significant down there. So you might be thinking, okay, I don't know, the bad part is right there, I'm gonna fly through it like this, and then you get into here, and then you get into some really bad stuff. So it is all important to remember all of those kinds of things. And this is like in the manual of the weather radar, so it's super nice. But more than that, RF interference, wind shear detection, microburst, wind shear avoidance. I mean, there was more stuff. Ground clutter. Boundaries. Yeah, radiation. I'm pretty sure there was like a phrase that weather cells that have tops above flight level 250 should be avoided by a certain distance, and that was like, I remember cells with hail icon indication should be assumed to also have producers of lightning. Yep, because basically thunderstorm, like lightning is kind of the product of hail, so yeah. Anyways, it's really cool. I'm gonna save this for myself and put it into my Embraer. This is into radar. I'm gonna put Honeywell radar 7000. Honeywell radar 7000. Let's save this. Let's see if we can find other weather radar manuals. That's a revision. That's another one for radar 7000. So radar 4000. I think this one was Airbus. No, that's Boeing. Yep, that's Boeing. But it's going to be very similar, like the basics are going to be very similar. Yeah, that's Boeing. 777 and 73. And there's the same reflectivity. All the echoes, like how you should deviate. Yeah, I feel like this is a large topic I should be adding on. Okay, so let's go back to the page. So each weather radar system is different, may have its operational quirks. It is mandatory to read the correct manufacturer manual to properly use and understand it to its full extent. Put here the primary function of the weather radar is to provide information to avoid and not penetrate any adverse weather. Yeah, much better. Okay, weather radar. Basics. And let me add here, this is gonna be weather radar. I'm gonna put understanding weather radar. I'm just gonna put practical concepts for weather radar. So, let's continue. Oh yeah, the turbulent area. This picture is really good as well. So attenuation. We've got shadowing. Interference. Oh, attenuation and shadowing seems to be kind of the same thing. I also really like this picture. Actually, it's kind of the same thing. Just thinking more of this one. Or, even better, was the other one. That's a nice cloud, holy shit. That's it. Aviator, sorry, I'm gonna play CS Go, I'll come back in descent. I wish I could listen to stream and play CS at the same time, but my poor internet can't handle that. It's alright, mate. It's alright. It's alright. We're 1 hour and 50, by the way. We should be starting to prepare for the descent soon. You know what? I think I would start preparing for the descent. So let me replace this into position, and I'll close that. Let me put this here. And let's see what's outside first. Outside is looking great. It's really looking great. Outside view. Cabin crew is getting some calls there. Susie is doing its work, her work. Yeah, what the hell is going on there? That is a little bit weird. Let's watch what do we have there in terms of... oh boy. Dooku. Ah, okay, this was the waypoint that I inserted wrongly. Fine. Fine, we'll check this out in a minute. So, starting with, we are arriving from Atoga. And we're going directly to point Golf Tango 558 for runway 02. What approaches do we have? We have ILS, and I'll go for ILS because why not? So arrival, we'll go ILS at Toga, and this is gonna be Golf Tango 1, Golf Tango 2. I'm trying to find where is the Golf Tango 2 waypoint. I'll find the Golf Tango. Let's see. Legs page. I guess we don't even need an intersection, to be fair. Like, I don't want any. Let me insert a different one. I'm gonna go RNAV at Toga and just insert. And let me see if this one clears it out. Yes, it does. We could do an RNAV as well, but let's do an ILS because visibility may be low. And that's it. 558, and it's direct for the thing. 558. But very interesting that it puts the Charlie India back there. There we go, that's much better. There we go. Okay, good. Good. Alright, we'll probably use auto brake 2. Landing altitude. Airport is sitting at 161 feet, so I'm gonna put 150. I don't think we have a landing calculator here. Actually, we do, but I don't think it works very well, so... Yeah, I don't even remember where it is. Flaps 30, 151 seems fine. I'm going to preset it for now. And ILS minimum 411. It's going to be barrow. 411. Set barrow. 411 as well. That is set. Now the weather at this moment, I was right about the weather. Wind is 030 at 3 knots, visibility 3 kilometers, mist, few clouds at 2000, scattered 10,000, temperature 24, dew point 22, QNH 1010. So I'm gonna pre-select 1010 already, so I don't forget. And no significant change, so the visibility definitely dropped there, which is nice, which is fun. I think auto brakes too should be good. A toga, we have a limitation there above 7, then above 3,300, max 180. That said, the runway is long, 3,100, and we're gonna have to vacate at basically either backtrack or vacate at the very end of the runway. And to be fair, I would kind of just go until the very end. Or maybe brake really hard and vacate at Echo. Runway is 3,100 meters long, so we could go... I mean, we are heavy. Let's not smoke the brakes and just... Gonna be taxiing for 1.5 kilometers. But then we have 2 aprons. We have Terminal 2 and Terminal 1. The question is, what terminal should we use? Let me see. Airport briefing, parking information. Taxi procedures, briefing, that's communication failure. Arriving aircraft, that's departure. Parking stands. So Terminal 1. Domestic air cargo terminal. Terminal 1. Yeah, we'll go for domestic. We'll go for domestic. No idea what terminal do they use. So power, I found an idea. I still got a Steam account with only train sim, World 6 Deluxe version on it and a code for Eurotruck 2 sim. I could try to trade that in a trustable thing like with friends. Well, that's an idea. You could try that, of course. Yeah, sure. Why not? You could try that. You could definitely try that. We could step climb to 370, but at this point, I don't think it's just gonna be worth it. Let's just check our used fuel. We've got 307, so that's gonna be 6.14. 6.14, and we've got 5.7 on board. So that's gonna be 11.8, good. No fuel leaks, fuel seems fine. Let's grab our ILS frequencies and courses. We need 023. 023 here, 023 here, and of course, sorry, frequency 1103. 1103. Set both sides. Good. Minimus is set. Missed approach is going to be towards the VOR and hold for 4,000. Pretty straightforward. A lot of terrain on the southern side. MSA 7,000 there, and on the northern side is 2,500, 3,600. Seems good to me. Okay. Seems good. Same crash flyer, please be smooth. What do you mean? In terms of braking, yeah. Yeah, I think I'd prefer to just... Or we can just go to Terminal 2. Let me see if I go to flight radar. Let me share the screen so you guys can follow along. If I go to flight radar, where is it? Oh yeah, by the way, India map. So the place where we are going is basically right here. So it is impressive that India has all of this. Still, it is impressive. It is impressive, really. And we are going like right there in that little strait, which is, yeah, right here. So we pass the strait, and then we're gonna fly through Bangladesh into here. And this is all India, which is impressive. Very impressive. It's very close to Paro, by the way, where we will be flying soon, I believe. Okay, I can... I'm gonna save that one later as well. So let's see. Flight radar lately has been working kind of badly. This is the airport. Follow me. Terminal 1, Terminal 2. Let's see, arrivals. From Bengaluru. There we go. That's us. Let's do a playback. And see where do they park. Shit. They don't have coverage. They might. Okay, vacated on Terminal 2 clearly. So Terminal 2 it is. Great. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. There we are. Getting closer. Okay. So I can close this. We don't need that anymore. We need the charts. And I think I've set up most of the stuff. So let's do a little briefing, but before doing the briefing I want to do a little bit of a descent calculation here. So we need to be above 3,300 for the ILS at final approach fix. So that'll be our platform altitude. And we do have a couple of altitude restrictions here. We have Golf Tango, Orida. So let's assume we want to be at 6,000 over Orida, because we have a speed limitation there. So 6,000 over Orida, we are at 35. So 35 minus 6 is going to be 29. 29 times 3 is going to be 87. So 87, I'm going to add at least 15. Yeah, we have a tailwind. I'm going to add 15 to this. So this is going to be 102? Yeah, it's going to be 102. So 102 miles from Orida. We should be starting the descent. And I believe Orida should be in our flight plan. It is. 6,000. That states above. Yeah. Orida. Distance from. I want to be. So we have 93 miles till top of descent, which checks out with the top of descent within a mile. Fantastic. Okay, I like. VNAV is good then. I like what the VNAV did here. Alright, so we've got 90 miles till top of descent. Fantastic. Let's hop in and do a little bit of an arrival briefing. Are you guys ready? Let's go. So the status of the airplane so far, everything seems to be good. The weather on our airport is IFR. We got low visibility, 3 kilometers, mist, a few clouds, 2,000 scattered, 10,000. Temperature is 22. Dew point temperature 24. Dew point 22. KNH 1010. No significant change. Looking at the forecast here, it looks like it's gonna be honestly worsening. No wind, visibility to 2 kilometers, rain, mist, scattered 1,800, few at 2,500 CBs. So we're looking at CBs there, broken at 10,000. And tempo, we have a tempo there, but this is not going to affect us already. For some thunderstorms, so it's going to be fun, definitely fun. Tempo for thunderstorm, haze, then thunderstorm again tomorrow, and again thunderstorm with rain. Sorry, this is light rain, light thunderstorm, and rain, light thunderstorm. So fun. We're just arriving there before things get serious. No temps, I did check that. So we have an NOP lighting system, runway lighting system for approach lighting system for runway 02, which actually does affect us now that we are in a low visibility condition. But with the approach lighting system out, we don't have any penalties, so we're good. RVR, 1,300 meters. RVR, oh, the thing was broken, right? Yeah, the RVR measurement was broken, but visibility is 3, so we should be within the limits, unless it drops down to a lower altitude. I'm going to be running terrain radar because, as you can see, there is a lot of terrain around the field. So in case we go mist or we will be in some hard IMC, I think it would be better use for us to have the weather radar. Top of descent in 85 miles probably. We'll be arriving by Atoga 1 Alpha, page 10-2 Bravo, effective from the 16th of April 2026. So very recent procedure. Altitude setting is in hectopascal. Yeah, we checked that. Transition levels by ATC, so in fact we're going to check this. Transition altitude is 9,000. We're going to assume this flight level 100 as the transition level to make things a little bit easier for ourselves. Require RNAV 1. We comply with that. Radar required. If unable to comply with RNAV star, advise ATC and expect radar vectors. Follow star level, speed restrictions unless otherwise authorized by ATC. Expect radar vectors to intercept ILS or establish final approach track. Star Opima 1 Alpha is available in coordination with Hashimara Airport? Probably. Yeah, probably that's for another airport. In the area, tracking for us, quite simple. Atoga, Golf Tango 516, Golf Tango 517 above 7,000. Orita below, at or below 180 knots above 6,000. Golf Tango 557 at or below 180 knots above 3,300 feet. Golf Tango 558, same altitude, same speed restriction. Seems pretty good. MSA in the area, 7,000 feet for us. 12 miles from the airport, it drops down to 4,500. Northern quadrants, I'm going to assume 3,600 still. Yeah. From here, we jump into the ILS, page 11-1 from 9th of January of 2026. Frequency 110.3 is already set with a final approach track of 023. Platform altitude for capturing the glide path is going to be 3,300 feet with a minimum of 411 NDA set. Airport is sitting at 163. And we're going to essentially be dropped somewhere along this waypoint right here for an intercept. Important part, this is a 3.25 degrees descent, so it's going to be slightly steeper than a normal 3 degrees. So it is good that we maintain the speed nice and controlled. RVR 1,300, the visibility might drop in the meantime, so we'll see how it goes. We do expect actually a new METAR in 30 minutes, which it's going to be probably as soon as we get there. And yeah, once we descend, in case of a mist, right, I will climb straight ahead to the VOR, climbing turn left to intercept radial 345, passing 2,200, turn left to the VOR and join holding on 4,000 or as directed. We do have a restricted airspace here, so we need to pay attention to that and to not fly there unless really needed. And last thing I wanted to say was, yeah, in case the glide path fails, we have the localizer table here. And yeah, I think that's about it. So our alternate required 4,000 4,000 kilos, I believe. Yeah, I rounded up to 4,000. It's actually 3.9, but assuming 4 for 1 hour and 2 minutes of flight time at an altitude of flight level 370. Let's see how's the fuel. 5.3. Okay, and we are expecting to be arriving with 4.6, so that's 600 kilos above, so we should be fine on the fuel side of things, and that's going to be good. Alright, we'll use auto brake 2, and in fact it could be even using auto brake 1, because it's going to be a really long runway, so now I'll use auto brake 2 just for safety reasons, and then disconnect it and manually brake for the rest. We'll use flaps 30. V speed is going to be 150, VREF. VAP is going to be 155. We'll add the 5 knots. And that's going to be about it. We're going to exit into the very end of the runway by, I guess that's Golf. Golf for apron 2. Yep. So do exit on Golf, left on Alpha, Bravo 9, Charlie 8 into one of these positions for Terminal 2. And that's going to be it. No special considerations. We should not be overweight, but we might check that in fact. That would be the briefing complete. If you have any questions, let me know. Hey, yes, smooth brake, please. I don't want to spill my precious orange juice. Alright. Yeah, let's use auto brake 1. I never used auto brake 1, but I think we could use auto brake 1 for that. I'm gonna spin the altitude already here to 7,000. So that's set. So when we reach the descent, we'll get that going. So what I wanted to check was our weight. Our gross weight is 67.3. And we had a limitation by our operational flight plan of 60 something. So let me check that very quickly. 66.4. So we're still plenty overweight. And we will be for landing, but I don't think it will be bad because it's considered a wet runway and it's not exactly a wet runway there, so. But yeah, if I check the fuel, we're gonna arrive with 4.6, right? So we have 5.1. That means we're gonna burn 500 kilos. And we now have 67.2. If I remove 500 kilos, this is gonna be 66.7, which is still 300 kilos overweight by our limitation. But we should be fine. We should be fine. I mean, I could do like a holding pattern or an orbit to burn fuel, but I don't really think we need that, to be fair. Also seems like the visibility has dropped a little bit on the outside. That's a lonely road. Never mind, it's not a lonely road, there's a bunch of houses. Wow. Yeah, but it seems like it got suddenly hazy. And would you look at that river? Damn. Wow, that's beautiful. Outside view? Whoa. That's really beautiful, and it's also huge. Tony, no questions understood. Thank you very much. Yeah, the livery is really cool. I really like it. They're really nice. Really nice. I'm waiting when the MAX comes out. I'm gonna fly some Air India Express hops in India with the proper MAX. And look at the antenna. Even the antennas are painted. Maybe they are like that on purpose, but it kind of fits the livery, to be fair. Awesome. And I love the detail of the tail. Really cool. Really well painted as well. I landed once in a 7879 and they did full brake. It was off. What do you mean? They landed with maximum auto brake. That must have been quite strong. And then we got the retard, and I forgot to do the descent checklist. Let's do a very quick check. So pressurization, we've set landing altitude. Recall is checked. Auto brake is 1. Landing data, we've got VREF as 150. Minimums 411. Approach briefing is completed. Descent checklist is completed. Not too bad. I never disconnected the seatbelt sign. Oops. Somebody's probably in a hurry to go to the toilet. Well, let's let the passengers go to the toilet very quickly while we start our descent. We still have some time.
Flight attendants and passenger cabin to complete their final safety checks. Please check around your seating area for all remaining cups, glasses, other articles you wish to discard.
Oh, nice. They're actually doing the preparation for landing. Very well done, Susie. I'm gonna drink a bit of water. Right. Okay. So far we're doing pretty good. FreeNav is doing good. I mean, I like the way it did the calculations so far. And we have a 42 knots tailwind also. Oh, it was oof. I mean, so it must have been quite bad. Must have been quite abrupt. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Max. Max is gonna be cool. Also, when are we arriving? Estimating 0614, and it's now 0551. So 14 plus 9 will be 23. In 23 minutes, we should be on the ground. It's not bad. Not bad. It's definitely hazy. It's definitely hazy here. So, Syncrashflyer, you say that the cargo is worth it and it's better than the passenger version. What if it's not? No, I'm joking. I wonder if we could change the FPA angle to 3. No, we can't. In the Embraer we can change that. I mean, on some Embraers you can change that, which is actually very cool. We are on idle, right? Yeah, we are on idle. Because the speed is not decreasing. Probably because of that tailwind. So it probably requires some drag in a second. Can we request winds? I hope it doesn't crash the sim. Oh, the transition level is correct, by the way. Yeah, winds are not here. do a bit of speed brakes, dissipate that extra energy. Otherwise it might be a bit hard to slow down later on. It looks like I'm getting a beautiful sunset here, where I live. They're very hazy. Damn. I was thinking we'd get some views. Like open sky views, that would be great, but that's hazy. It only takes ages to start the engine on the max. Yeah, Tony, that's right, the newer LEAP engines do take a little bit of time. Could you ever not trust me, Sing Wrestler? Of course I do. I'm just messing with you. Alright, so far I like what it's doing. It's doing a pretty good job. And let's put the seatbelt sign 2 on.
Turn on the fastest seatbelt sign. Please recheck the security of your seatbelt.
This time the cabin crew will not have to fight passengers that will be standing somewhere. Well, they should get enough time to get to the toilet now. And man, I haven't flown the 7-3 in a while. Holy cow. Alright, weather radar is on the first officer's side. I'm gonna put terrain radar on as we briefed. And there is a lot of terrain suddenly. So I'm glad we're doing that. Remove the speed brake because we got there. Even with the speed brake, we were not applying power. Oh wow! That's a large mountain. Wait a minute. Wow. Yeah, in the middle of the haze, I kind of saw the clouds there, but damn. This is this is large. This is cool. And you can kind of start to see some of the terrain popping out there. Tony, does the VSD work on the Zibo? That's a good question. We can try it out. Sort of. I'm not sure if it should work. I mean, look, the terrain does appear. That's good. The terrain does appear. We have the altitude. We have the waypoint. We don't have the route. I'm not sure if the route is supposed to be shown like it is on the Embraer, so I don't know. I can ask my good friend actually that just recently got type rated on the 737. But I don't like using it. I don't know. It's kind of like it takes so much space here. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just get used to it. I could live it like this. It's fine. But yeah, it does, which is pretty cool. Yeah, VNAV is doing a brilliant job, to be fair. Oh, look at that. Humid air. Very humid air. We got even condensation of the wingtips. I guess that's all the mist. All the mist and visibility for some reason. That's a lot of terrain there. Pretty cool. Now I'm excited to fly the 74 cargo. I have a nice flight for it. The only thing I wish we had on the 74 would be an ND display. And I mean, I say this not because I'm a purist, just because really worldwide most of the old conventional procedures are just being completely replaced. Like a lot of places you no longer have conventional navigation, so you either have to just fly there radar vectored, or you can't fly there even at all. So that's a little bit like, yeah, I'd wish we had a navigation display. 1 point for you, you got me. Why? I mean, the same happens on the passenger variant, so that doesn't really change a lot. Alright, 7,000, let's set 6,000. The haze is real, damn. The haze is real. Missed approach altitude is 4,000 feet, and we vacated the very end to the right and then first left. Or maybe we can go straight. No, we can't. That's apron kilo, and apron kilo is closed. I remember that. So we have left into Alpha Bravo 9 Charlie 8, and then one of the stands. That seems just fine to me. I don't mind it. Approaching our transition level soon. Switch my lights on here in the room. I'm doing just a tiny bit of help with the speed, with the speed brake, and it's doing a great job. Basically going idle all the way from cruise, kind of. Alright, approaching 10,000, let's go QNH 1010, 1010, and 1010. Change to 1009. So change that. 10,000 lights are going to be on. I didn't switch the logo lights off. RIP, don't need them. Approach checklist. Altimeters 1009 set and cross-checked. Approach checklist is complete. Just selling nicely. Let's set 3,300. It's going to be our platform altitude. It's doing a really good job to slow down, to be fair. Like, I'm impressed, and it didn't even require drag. I don't know if this is any of the new updates, but it was spot on with my descent calculation. And yeah, just a tiny bit of speed brake. Yeah, now we're gonna need it. I want to see if it will later reduce to 180. So I'm just helping him out a bit. Okay, we are 13. It is 03. We are 10 minutes from landing. So, cabin crew, prepare for landing. Where's the PA button? Yeah, like this. Cabin crew, prepare for landing. Or you press it like this and then you probably press it somewhere else. Yeah, some terrain. Sky is still really nice. Sync the heading. Okay, there goes the speed, so it's decelling, that's nice. Could honestly go flaps 1. And I will. Let's go flaps 1. Synchronous fire ND standard now, I'm with you, but I use little nav map to check. Yeah, I use the, I mean, you can do kind of approaches with the X-Plane FMC, you just don't have it anywhere, so you kind of have to use the, flaps 5. You kind of have to use the Navigraph maps or something else to check that you are in the right position. So it's not amazing, but it's definitely walk around. РФС Airbus. О, привет, Влад. Вижу, ты в VATSIM залетал. Как насчет посетить один русский ивентик? РФС Airbus. Я тебя помню. Рад тебя тут видеть. Очень здорово. На самом деле я планирую в ближайшее время слетать куда-нибудь в России, по России, поэтому, возможно, когда-нибудь в будущем. Да. Alright, so we decelerated below 180. So we comply with the limitations, which is great. I would now love to start descending. So I want to see will it do it right or not. 3,300, I mean. The points are right, so let's see what it does. Okay, here we go, descending, and yeah. Synchronized, sometimes I wish Zibo did a 747-400 version. Yeah, I think Flight Factor are into that. Flight Factor will be doing that. Okay, now we're doing good. Thrust is on idle. Standing with flaps 5. Nice visibility, dude. Literally nothing on the outside. Ekaterina, hello, I'm a bit late, sorry. No, you're just in time for landing, it's gonna be great. РФС Airbus буду ждать, если получится, то вместе слетаем. Было бы круто. Было бы круто, поэтому... Да, спасибо, что зашел. Приятно было тебя тут увидеть. Slow Power, are you Russian? Yes, I am Russian. I just lived my entire life in Europe. When I was 3, I went with my mom into Portugal, and so I stayed there. I'm 27 now. So it's been 24 years in Portugal. Why did you were you not expecting that? Alright, we're on speed, we're good. Airplane decelled just fine. Gonna open my ILS chart. This approach is 4,000 until the VOR left turn to intercept 345. Until 220 left hand turn for the VOR, enter holding. And this holding is gonna be a little weird. I need to fly it. Alright, glide slope indicators are alive. The glide slope ident is correct. So it would be clear for the approach. I'm just gonna wait until the airplane aligns itself with the path a little bit, still slightly above. Just so slightly. But we're doing good. You thought I was from the UK. Thank you. I guess you just said I speak quite well. Thank you very much. Hey Vietor, hi Vlad, just came in time. Welcome. We're just in time for the landing. And we're just in time for the intercept. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's arm approach mode. Vorlog glide slope armed. MCP speed Vorlog glide slope. Beautiful. So I'm gonna align this with the final approach course 023. I'm gonna set 4000 missed approach altitude. Ignition continues. Got a bit of speed there from the descent. That's alright. Man, its visibility is really low. It's really getting low, I guess. Good thing that I planned for the ILS. I mean, let me check. RNP minimas. Let's check. RNP minimas are 500, so we should be okay. RVR 1500. Nah. Let's see latest weather report. Still says 3000, so. Alright, 10 miles out. The terrain is definitely confusing us because we're 3,000 feet. We're now 3,000 feet above aerodrome level. That's why I'm not setting the gear down. So do not trust the radio altimeter for this. I think that'd be a direct entry holding. It's a bit turbulent as well. There we go, see? Radio altimeter just went away. That means we are above 2,500. That was just the terrain behind us. And yeah, quite a lot of terrain. Damn, that's a lot of terrain. Alright, we're now 2,200 feet above. Let's go gear down. Flaps 15. Speed brake armed. Lights on. Auger flaps 25. Correction, flaps 30, correct. And V speed 155, 4,000 feet. Missed approach, altitude set. Landing checklist. Cabin notification was completed. Start switches continuous. Speed brake armed. Landing gear down, 3 green, flaps 30, green light. Landing checklist is complete. Alright, runway is not in sight. Still. And runway in sight. Okay, let's hand fly a little bit. Autopilot off. Wind has just changed. Auto thrust off. Crap, I pressed again to toga. Flight director off. I keep pressing the wrong damn button.
1,000.
Checked.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Approach altitude set.
I keep pressing the damn button. They are close one to another. I need to be more cautious when I press it. Alright, we're on speed, on profile. I see one white. Correction, 3 whites. Now 2 whites to red. Whoa, look at that sync rate.
500.
Check. Speed a bit low, correcting.
400.
I felt like the Zibo changed the sensitivity of the thrust.
Approaching minimums.
Levers check, a bit low. Jesus Christ.
Minimums.
No wind now,
200.
continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
It's a long runway. Speed brakes up. Reverse is normal. And we're just sailing just nicely. Have the entire runway. And I'm gonna pull the reverses off. Stop the chrono, start the chrono. 60 knots, reverses out. Manual braking. Manual braking. Didn't want to slow down. Start the APU already. That was a bit of a mess up of a landing. Something changed in the way the Zibo flies. Something definitely changed there. And the brakes changed. The brakes are rubbish. I'm almost pressing 100% to the brakes. Like, stop, please. What's going on with the brake? Well, maybe that's the configuration of the airplane. I don't know. Landing lights off. That switches off. Strobe steady. That's fine. Transponder 2 transponding. And we need the weather radar off. Weather radar off. Okay, remember left there on Alpha. Nice damn landing. Thank you. It was a bit of a float. I kind of felt like I messed up the glide path there. I kind of could never find... I don't know, usually my 50%... This is my 50% on the throttle. It goes to like almost 80. What's going on there? Really weird. And the brakes are really weird as well. I need to press really hard to get them to work. I don't know, maybe this is like Zibo 737 Indian version? I don't know. But makes no sense to me. And no Terminal 2. I guess the scenery did not update Terminal 2. Yeah, it's there, but it's not on the scenery. Well, RIP. It's alright, we arrived to Terminal 2 anyways. Yeah, and the parking positions are not right as well. I'm doing it as it's stated in the charts. Yeah, it's very different. It's alright. It's barely braking, dude. Sorry, mate, I'm gonna run over you because I want to park at the other end. Taxi light off. Right, I've got 3 minutes. Let's get one engine off. Stop, please! And stop the other engine. Alright, welcome everybody. Parking brake is set, transponder to standby, and 2000. Seatbelt signs are off, fuel pumps are off, that's off. Hydraulics, we're gonna do both electrics off. Anti-collision is off, that's off. Shutdown checklist. IRS mode selectors, we're gonna leave them. Fuel pumps off except the left for the APU. Hydraulic panel is set, flaps are up, parking brake set, start levers cut off, weather radar off, mobile phone on. Shutdown checklist is complete. Woohoo! We did it! How about the following? How about we watch the replay? Very weird how this airplane felt, to be honest, like very, very weird. I'm gonna see what's going on. But it felt like they changed the flight model and they changed the linear thrust. I mean, my 50% equals to 75%. That's just so weird. Alright, let's watch our floater. Our floater landing, which I prefer not to do. I don't like floaters. They're not good landings. Ah, the liveries look great. I mean, yeah, it was smooth, but I knew we had a bunch of runway. And this is the nice terminal. where we should have been. Should have cut the power to more steeply. Now used to the... Now that was nice. That was really nice. I'm used to the 777 now to cut the power calmly and not abruptly. Perfect on touchdown speed though. Well, that was fine. That was fine. Okay, so let me just do that. Because this terminal is just purely set, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the following. I'm gonna just do this, do this, do this, do this, so the airplane doesn't crash. And then I'm gonna go and do like... should be more or less, right? Yeah, seems fine. And now we can get a jetway. We can get a jetway, and I could put the APU bleed on. Let's do ground services, GPU connect, doors open. And GPU connect, APU disconnect. So APU bleed off. Alright, very good. Open the door. Open the wrong door. And I can terminate the flight leg. Get outside. Get outside into the loud, loud, loud GPU. Oh no. Wait, did I really open the... Alright, that's new. I didn't know that it would do that. It's actually cool. Is it gonna disappear? It might disappear. Yeah, it's going out. Wow, this is new. I didn't know about this. So if we put the service door, it actually pulls out a truck for the catering. Awesome. That's pretty awesome. Alright guys, I'm gonna leave it here, and it's been a great flight. I enjoyed it very much. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Let me just zoom out a little bit because this GPU is just too noisy. Great livery, great plane, very nice VNAV. I don't know what was the thing with the physics on landing. Maybe I just suck. Maybe I just haven't flown the 777 in a while. But that was fun. Anyways, we need to do more of this. I'm going to end for today. Wish me luck this week. It's going to be my final CPL and IR to multi-engine exam. So I will post something on Wednesday for sure. Exciting times ahead. Thank you very much for your support, guys. We're going to see you next week, perhaps on the Phillies cargo, if I end up getting it. Syncrashflyer just pursued me to get it, so who knows, perhaps it is. Great livery, great flight. Guys, thank you very much. I wish you a great week. Stay safe, stay awesome, have some fun, and we'll see you for the next weekend, my guess is. Bye-bye!